Thank you. Homecoming festivities here at USF in Tampa. And we're ready for college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. Here come the USF Bulls. Today, for the first time ever on the football field, BYU and USF were set to go head-to-head. Welcome to Raymond James Stadium. Great to have you with us. Dave Ryan alongside Corey Chavis, former NFL star, defensive back. Dave, to me, this is a trend game. Win, you're 3-3, you're trending up. Lose, you're 2-4. Makes for a tough season.
Well, it does. I think for one, if you really look at USF, the UConn game gave them a lot of confidence. I think BYU, they look back and they see a victory over Tennessee and USC on their resumes, and they're thinking, you know what, if we can just get back to that level. So I think that's the challenge for both teams today.
Corey is not the only college football expert in the booth with us here in Tampa today. We're pleased to be joined by Keenan Reynolds as well, former Navy star quarterback, former American Conference Offensive Player of the Year, 88 touchdowns in his tremendous career, most ever FBS history. Take a bow, Keenan Reynolds, 4,559 yards, the most ever by an FBS quarterback. Keenan, welcome to the show. Great to have you in the booth.
Hey, I appreciate you, Dave. This is an awesome opportunity. I'm super excited to get started in this.
And history for BYU, Jaron Hall becomes the first ever African-American quarterback to star in Cougar football history. We met with him yesterday, the three of us. He had quite a presence, didn't he?
Absolutely. You know, I think throughout the game, I'm going to start calling this guy the CEO because that's the kind of presence he has, the confidence, the poise. He's very sure of himself. And, you know, like you said, we talked to him about being the first African-American starting quarterback in BYU history, and he was extremely proud of that. And I'm looking forward to him to have a great game today.
James, it's time now for the VSP Vision. Let's break down the USF run game. 313 yards last week up at Rensselaer Field in East Hartford against UConn, a season best. They finally got things going, didn't they?
They did, and I think Jordan Cronkite, he's a player that you go back to last year against UMass, he went over 300 yards. He's very good in these gap scheme runs when you're pulling linemen, and you can see him get up the field. And I think, Keenan, today, he could help out Jordan McLeod quite a bit.
Absolutely. You know, Jordan McLeod had a great game against UConn. I think we need to get him involved early on in the run game. He was very slippery in and out of the pocket and downfield, and I think he's going to have some success today against BYU's 118th ranked rush defense.
So it's redshirt freshmen, guys, against redshirt freshmen. We met with Jordan McLeod yesterday as well, and playing for his head coach, Charlie Strong. There's a lot of confidence here in Tampa following a win last week on the road at UConn. BYU last played a heartbreaking loss in Toledo for Kalani Sitake 2 weeks ago, 28-21 on a last-second rocket touchdown. BYU came out on Thursday to get used to the long trip and the time change. That's something the Cougars have done every time they've made that trip across multiple time zones. Mike Catone, Fresno, California, our referee here today in Tampa. CFO West Crew. And the coin flip at midfield. It is a perfect day for football. Temperature in the 80s. And as usual, when you talk BYU, a lot of Cougar fans have made the trip. We saw several of the team hotel and even our hotel this morning. Keenan, they're pretty pumped up.
Absolutely. You know, they traveled well. I mean, I think they pretty much equal to the South Florida fans today. And, you know, I think that's going to help them, you know, especially on defense and kind of get that momentum, you know, when they need the big stops.
USF is one of the toss guys elected to the first, so BYU. From right to left to begin our game here today in sunny Tampa, Florida. BYU at 2-3, Bulls at 2-3. An important game for each. BYU beginning the season with 4 Power 5 teams, the only team in the nation to do that. A brutal 4-game stretch. An exciting double overtime win at Tennessee, an OT win at home over USC, with a loss to Utah and at Toledo in the mix as well. Non-conference, since they left the Mountain West 9 years ago, always playing a challenging schedule. Spencer Schrader with a kick to begin our game here today. Fair caught. And BYU will take it from its 25-yard line. Chick-fil-A starting lineup for today. First career start, redshirt freshman from Spanish Fork, Utah, south of Provo. Jaron Hall makes BYU football history today. First ever African-American starting quarterback in the 97 years of Cougar football. He said to us last night, very proud of his heritage, honored to be part of such a significant moment for both BYU and all of college football history.
Absolutely, and I look for Coach Grimes to get him going early with some short passes, some screens, and even establishing the run game to kind of get him settled into the game.
Emmanuel Asupa, transfer from Rice, featured running back here, and whistles before we get the first play from scrimmage going.
Delay a game. Offense.
Not the start.
5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That Jaron Hall BYU wanted.
Yeah, that's possibly the worst. Next to a turnover right there.
Kenny, you were telling us earlier today about your first ever snaps, Dublin, Ireland against Notre Dame. There's some nerves going, right?
Yeah, deer in the headlights. That's how I would describe it.
On first down, Asupa. Up the middle and not much there at all. Hit by Greg Reeves.
Yeah, I think Micah Simon is a player to kind of keep an eye on today, along with Leva Hefo. Both of those receivers, I think they've got to get involved early to kind of talk about or really assist some of the things you already talked about, Kenny.
Second down. Here's Hall throwing for the first time. Talon Shumway has the catch. KJ Sales drives him out of bounds.
Yeah, on South Florida's defense, you know, they're number 3 nationally in turnovers gained. I want to look at Dwayne Bowles. He had a great game last week against UConn. Can he bring that same consistency? Can they be consistent for 4 quarters of football? That's really going to be the key for them going forward.
Raymond James Stadium crowd getting loud here, guys, early on third down. Here's Hall. Conversion attempt, catch, Simon. A chain mover for BYU. Micah Simon has the grab. And Jaron Hall with a 5-yard pickup gains some confidence.
Absolutely. I mean, you see the first 2 passes have been short, you know, an out route, a hitch route. You know, you had a run with your senior tailback at Super. That's the kind of things you want to do to get a young quarterback settled in and kind of get him into the Florida game.
Replacing Zach Wilson. Broke his right throwing thumb, tackling the Toledo interceptor late in that game up at Glass Bowl Stadium a couple weeks back, out indefinitely. It's on first down. Play fake. Leva Hefo has his first touch. Sent out hard by Mike Hampton.
It's a good tackle that time by Hampton. I think both him and KJ Silas have played really good football at times. They've been a little bit inconsistent. When we talk with the coaches, I think that's really what they're looking for, is more consistency in terms of finishing plays.
Flag down here, guys. Might negate the gain of 8 yards. Let's see.
First down.
All right, personal foul. Kelvin Pinckney had a sack against UConn in the second quarter. Junior from Sarasota, guilty party, so 15-yard penalty there against USF. And an automatic first down for BYU in plus territory now. That helps the young quarterback.
Absolutely.
Zach Wilson is here. He'll help out from the sideline with a headset and be an extra coach for Jaron Hall. Here's first down. Opini Katoa gets physical, and Devin Studstill from his defensive back spot. Strong safety makes the tackle.
Yeah, he kind of brings that experience to their defense. You know, grad transfer from Notre Dame, play some games there, is kind of a leader for them on that side of the ball.
Katoa led the Cougars in rushing a year ago. 7-win season last year for BYU, and a bowl win over Western Michigan. Katoa again on second down, puts his foot in the ground, makes a cut, and gets to about the 35-yard line. There is a flag down. Let's check out the marker.
Defense offsides in the neutral zone. Number 4, 5 yard. 5 yard.
That's Greg Reeves, senior from Bradenton.
Still second down.
Here in the Gulf Coast area, one of the top defensive players for Bryant Jean-Marie, the offensive coordinator for the Bulls.
You've been waiting to say that all week.
Hey, I did the NHL for a long time. We had a lot of French-Canadian players. You're right. I have been waiting for that moment. You got to get it right. He was very appreciative of our pronunciation in the meeting yesterday.
Yeah, he was.
Year 3, coming here with Charlie Strong from Texas. Second and short. Play fake to Asupa. Hall. Deep ball for Mill, overthrown with Hampton on coverage and incomplete. Dax Mill had a step on Mike Hampton as they took a shot. You like that call, Keenan?
Yeah, you know, he's got a few throws to get settled in, and now I really like how he sat in the pocket and made the throw. Let it go, wasn't gun shy. I think that's big, and that's kind of showing us that confidence that we talked about before the game.
Third down. Tyson Williams not in the BYU lineup. He is out for the year, torn ACL. Just before the half in the Washington game at Edwards Stadium, Provo. So Asupa takes over. Quarterback sneak for the freshman, and he's got the first as he gets to about the 29-yard line, and the chains move. And we sat down, guys, with Jared Hall yesterday, and Chave, he has taken his LDS mission, so he is 21 years old, but he just presented himself as someone who is a grown man.
Yeah, he did. I think the fact that he played on the baseball team and he's been in some pressure moments there, I think that's kind of assisted him, and the fact that he's played in a number of games this year.
Center fielder, BYU baseball team too. On first down, has time, slant, Shumway incomplete, KJ Sales, and Patrick Bacon on coverage there for USF.
You know, KJ Sales, one of the guys you talked about earlier on that Coach Strong said he wanted to see more consistency from. He wanted to see him finish plays. I thought that was a great play, great break on the ball there to get his hand in without causing the penalty. But, you know, let's see going forward if he can rise to the challenge that the coaches present him this week.
Gets his hands on a lot of footballs.
Alabahifo on the jet sweep. Makes a cut. Patrick Bacon, the transfer, makes the stop. 15 tackles for Bacon in the season opening loss to Wisconsin. He's a good one.
Absolutely, and you can't forget he had 4 tackles for loss and a forced fumble. I mean, to me, when I watched film, he was a guy that stood out. Now, you got third down coming up. I want to see if USF can make a stop. You know, they're 110th in the nation. Let's see if they can turn it around.
You got to trend up. Am I right, Keenan?
Absolutely.
This game is about trying to trend the right way toward November. Every game matters now. They'll show some pressure against the young quarterback. Here's Hall. Pass protection. Can't hold up. And Antonio Greer with the sack for USF.
That's the defense I wanted to see today. Swarming to the ball, swarming the pocket. But again, you know, for Jaron Hall, I can't be upset. I like the fact that he just ate the ball, you know. Don't want to be too aggressive. Want to be smart. You're on the plus side of the field. You want to be smart with the ball. No turnovers.
And Katoa's got to do a little bit better job in pass protection. Now, he was trying to pick up Greer. Greer ran right through him, man. And I think that's the big thing this afternoon is whether these running backs can handle the South Florida linebackers on blitzes.
Long field goal attempt for Jake Oldroyd, 51 yards. And he's got it. And BYU with the bomb from Oldroyd is off to a great start. Career long of 54 for the redshirt freshman from South Lake, Texas in the Dallas Metroplex. BYU on the board in Tampa.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. By the Ram 1500, Motor Trend's 2019 Truck of the Year. And by Chick-fil-A. Try their grilled nuggets for a bite-sized backyard taste of the grill on the go.
The renderings, plans for the new USF Football Center, 160,000 square feet indoor practice facility, 10,000 square foot locker room, players lounge, and social patio. They have not broken ground yet, but $21 million committed already. A recent gift of $2.5 million, getting them closer. We were at practice yesterday and heard from USF folks exactly where that is going to go. Skylar Southam kicks off. Bentley Sanders on the return for the Bulls. Looks for some green grass, and he shoved out of bounds. Flag coming. It'll be an extra 15 on the Sanders return for the late hit against BYU on the sideline. Keenan, you just can't do it.
You can't. You give them extra 15 yards, shorter field to drive, shorter field to get in the field goal range. You got a young quarterback, building that confidence for him.
Personal foul. Number 37, late hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty, will add to the end of the run. First down.
What do you think, guys? Agreement?
Yeah, he had both feet out of bounds.
Mason
you got to
Wake.
pull up.
He's the guilty party there, and he'll get a talking to from Kalani Sitake. Chick-fil-A starting lineup for the Bulls. Quarterback, another redshirt freshman in this game, Jordan McLeod. He's from here in Tampa. Saw it last week, the win at UConn, as he starts his 4th game of the year. Here's first down. Feature back Jordan Cronkright with a drop. And it's incomplete with Isaiah Kafusi tracking him for a big hit.
Yeah, you gotta find a way to bring those in, just because you gotta help a young guy out. Starting first couple of games, you gotta help him out.
Starting offense, we saw it. Cronkright on second down, tries to make up for it. Austin Lee, the first contact.
And one guy to take a look at today is not even on here. You got Isaiah Herring on the list, but also with him out there is Malik Moore. Played a lot earlier in the season. He's playing a lot at corner. He's going to be a guy to keep an eye on if you're McLeod. Line up at the bottom of the screen.
Some movement up front. And each team points to the other.
False start. Number 74 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
That's the center, Brad Cecil. 107-pound sophomore from Jacksonville.
Anyway, you got Kyrus Tonga over top of you. That might false start too.
He's one of the best. We can't wait to watch him play. Jay's been pumped about him, so is Keenan all week long. And junior from West Valley, Utah, Kyrus Tonga is a good one. 32nd career game for the Cougars up front. So third down. Pass brought in. Right over the middle. Bryce Miller on the catch. Miller, the slot receiver and walk-on, a D2 transfer, who had 2 touchdown catches last week in that win up at UConn.
Yeah, well, take a look at Tonga right there, number 95. Watch him run to the football. He's going to turn around, and you see that 320 pounds, bam! He tries to get in. And Tonga, former rugby player, showing that athleticism off, retracking his steps.
Trent Schneider will punt here. USF short. And Aleva Hifo, deep to receive for BYU, senior from Menifee, California. Hifo, Micah Simon are the game breakers for BYU. Just ask Tennessee at the end of that game. What a finish in Knoxville to begin the season. Aleva Hifo watches that. Going to the end zone for a touchback. And the Cougars, from their 20, will start the next possession with their history-making quarterback, Jaron Hall.
If you threw the ball or wanted to coach a quarterback, or you wanted to play quarterback or coach a quarterback or be famous throwing the football back in the 1980s, you had to be at BYU.
You had Gifford Nielsen and Mark Wilson, Jim McMahon, Steve Young, and Robbie Bosco, all guys that had a lot of success. They built it and put it on the map and really paved the way for me to be able to have that opportunity.
150 years of college football celebrated this year. Cy Detmer, former offensive coordinator for Kalani Sitake. Tremendous quarterback tradition at BYU. And the latest chapter today as Jaron Hall becomes the first ever African-American to start a game at quarterback in the 97-year history of BYU football. And Jaron told us yesterday he knew about that. Something he aspired to do when he was being recruited. Now it's his time. Asupa carries on first down. Cut down by Hampton.
BYU here looks like they want to be committed to the run a little bit more than we've seen in the past on film.
Only run for 102 yards a game, Keenan. 123rd of 130 teams in the FBS entering play here today. Asupa, the featured back. To the left of the QB, Jaron Hall. Dad Kalani played at BYU. His brother, KJ, was a Cougar as well. On second down, Asupa out of the backfield was open for a moment. Hall's in trouble. Reeves has got him. Greg Reeves, the track down tackle, Corey.
And I think the thing about when you're a young quarterback and you come into the game, sometimes your eyes get locked. You've got some coverage and he's standing there, he's got a clean pocket, and kind of runs into this sack.
Yeah, and you also got to have a clock in your head. You know, you can only hold it back there for so long, and you're going to have to make a decision, throw it away or run.
Third down. 11 different BYU players have caught a pass this year. A lot of targets for Hall. On third, Boyles, pressure, Boyles the sack. He got there, put him down. Dwayne Boyles Jr.
There's my guy. You know, we highlighted him early on, and there he is to make a play. That's the consistency they want to see, and that's a great start for them on third down.
A lot of it is when those linebackers get up and they kind of disguise right over the gap of the center. The center has to make a decision. He picks the wrong guy.
Exactly.
Ten tackles for loss for USF and Boyles Jr. at UConn last week. They are top 5 nationally in tackles per loss per game. Oldroyd punting. KJ Sales, transfer from North Carolina. Backpedals, grabs it, makes a move into plus territory. And it's put down at about the 48-yard line of BYU. Short field, good field position for the Bulls coming up. Jake Oldroyd, only point so far. BYU a 51-yard field goal here in sunny Tampa. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Join CBS Sports Network for the AutoNation Cure Bowl benefiting the Breast Cancer Research Foundation coming this December. We can tackle this. Great game as always in Orlando. American Conference against the Sun Belt coming your way. McLeod, the offense, back on the field. Trying to get something going here. Play fake to Cronkright. McLeod gonna run with it. Makes a cut, lost the football. And recovered by BYU. Isaiah Kafusi right into his hands for the easy fumble recovery.
That's absolutely.
And the Cougars get it right back.
That's absolutely what you don't want to do first play. You know, he shows his shiftiness here. He gets out of the pocket. He gets an opportunity for a positive play, but you got to tuck it. You got to know when to fold him, and you got to get down. Play the next play.
Unforced error. Now, McLeod told us yesterday at practice, Keenan, that the injured hand, he hit his hand on a helmet. That's why he's wearing that glove. Was not 100%. We asked him yesterday, what's your number? I said 90. He said, no. It still hurts. Maybe that affected him, Chave, on that one.
Yeah, and I think the other guy that was affected was Jordan Cronkright. I mean, we talked to the coaches yesterday, and they talked about Bracken El-Bakri and his consistency. And basically, he just ran right over Cronkright. That's what caused McLeod to flush out of the pocket.
Sione Finau, guys, junior from Syracuse, Utah, outside Salt Lake, is the featured back. He carries here, and he's going to go backwards. Kelvin Pinckney was there right away for the TFL. Had a sack last week, as we told you about up at UConn. A lot of Bulls did against the Huskies. Loss of 1.
You know, the theme for this defense all year has been tackles for loss, and we've seen that early on that several different players have been in the backfield making plays.
First carry of the year for Finau. Bulls jump. And Pinckney just made that nice play, is now offsides. That should back him up 5.
Offsides with contact. Number 46 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
He meant 96. There's no 46 on the 2 deep there for USF. And Pinckney needs to take a seat.
Again, consistency. You make a play and then you commit a penalty. You got to be consistent. Play in and play out to be successful against teams like BYU.
Starting defense causing the turnover a moment ago. Celebrating for now. Sprint right rollout. Behind the intended receiver. Moroni Laolu Hututau can't bring this one in. On the pass there from Jaron Hall.
How long did you spend practicing that, Dave?
Well, we've had BYU a few times. So, and he's been there because he did take a 2-year mission. So he's been around the program for a while. There is a flag down that came late. Let's get the call.
Eligible downfield. Number 67 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
So Brady Christensen, left tackle for Solana Sitake, is the guilty party. A lot of penalties here, guys. Sloppy game.
Yeah, and you know, two teams trying to find their way, trying to find their identity. Penalties are a quick way to kind of get you stuck in the mud.
Both of these teams, they have a lot of penalties. I mean, USF over 7 a game, BYU right at 7 a game. So not a surprise that they've had these penalties early.
Katoa and Finau are split to either side. Well, the redshirt freshman Jaron Hall here on second down. Incomplete. Was that a forward or a backward pass? And ruled an incomplete pass to Lapini Katoa, the sophomore from American Fork, Utah. And Hall on the offense here struggling.
And Keenan, one of the things you talked about this week was that you as a quarterback, you want these short passes to kind of get you into a rhythm, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, I think some of the pressure that he's been seeing early on, some of the sacks has kind of got him a little rattled. So you got to settle your young quarterback back down and get him back to the basics.
On third down. Again, the sprint right. Bushman avoids the hold call. Hall will not avoid the Bull defense. They're all over him. Rashawn Yates, the sophomore from Port St. Lucie, with a put down for USF. And again, pressure in that BYU backfield causes the punt.
A little bit of movement up front, and you can see when he goes laterally, that's where you play to their speed.
Yeah, you know, we talked about it before the game, Corey, how fast they were, how they swarmed to the ball, and we've seen that consistently in these first few drives. I really like what I'm seeing from Charlie Strong's defense.
Sales and Miller are deep to receive the punt here from Jake Oldroyd. Little pressure. KJ Sales, UNC transfer, indicates for him, makes the fair catch for USF. Bulls ball again in a low-scoring game from Tampa. BYU 3, USF trying to get on the board here in Tampa today. Let's see who is driven to succeed. Brought to you by Acura. Star tight end we saw a moment ago, Mitchell Wilcox, a 3-time Mackey Award candidate for National Tight End of the Year. Guys, he's done everything imaginable in USF history as a tight end. He needs to be involved today.
Absolutely. You know, he leads the team this year in explosive plays. I look for them to get him involved early to kind of settle McLeod down and get him back in rhythm.
10 catches, 3 touchdowns for Wilcox so far this year. Here's McLeod, hands the Cronkite. A transfer from Florida, barrels ahead off left tackle. And Bulls forward 4-4 for the Bulls. Sets up second out. We spoke with Jordan yesterday after the USF practice. And I said, hey, were you pumped to get 148 last week at UConn? I said, I'm not about numbers. I want to win. I like that answer. Play fake, McLeod on second down. Gonna run with it. McLeod gets hit. And I'm going to cut back pretty hard. Peyton Wilder, team's second leading tackler. Got a couple picks this year. Very athletic linebacker, former walk-on for BYU, makes the play.
Yeah, I think the linebacking core has pretty good range, particularly when they go sideline to sideline and you challenge that. We talked about USF's speed on their defense, but I think the linebackers for BYU run well.
Bulls 0 for 1, third down try so far. McLeod, not close, incomplete. Kevin Perlette was the intended receiver on a ball that Keenan just didn't come out of his hand right.
Yeah, well, I saw him signal to the sideline after that throw. It might be that hand that we talked about earlier that's kind of giving him some problems. with his grip and with his velocity in his release.
And guys, keep in mind that Blake Barnett, the former 5-star quarterback, is not available with 2 high ankle sprains.
And you got to be careful here because you don't want to outkick your coverage with Hefo back. He had 70 yards on returns against Toledo.
Trent Schneider with a bomb. Aleva Hefo is a weapon from the 15. Waits for some blocks to develop and tiptoes the sideline before he's run out of bounds. Ian Deneen, the long snapper, good coverage. 61-yard punt.
Again, we talked about coming into this game, how efficient they were at gaining tackles for loss. They had 17 against Wisconsin, and here they've started with their pants on fire this week, just getting tackles and sacks. I'm really excited to see if they can keep this up for 60 minutes. We talked with Charlie Strong yesterday, and his theme was disruption. Can they provide that disruption for the entire game?
And there goes Ryan Jean-Marie, and he has some energy because he has a rhythm, I think, early in this game as a play caller. It's up for Hall to break that rhythm.
So far, neither offense, guys, has really gotten on track. Maybe that changes here for Jaron Hall. The confident redshirt freshman. Hands to the Rice transfer, Emmanuel Asupa. He glides right and eventually tripped up. After a pretty short game, Antonio, nicknamed Yo-Yo Greer Jr. I like that nickname for USF, involved in the play. It's a good one, number 44.
Again, we just see the swarming ability of this defense. I mean, I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing so far.
Injured Bull, guys.
Looks like it's Greer.
Antonio said after last week's win over UConn, it was such a joy instead of seeing 3 and out. I saw a lot of touchdowns and field goals. The Bulls scored on 4 straight drives in that blowout of the Huskies up at Rensselaer last week. Being helped off by USF trainers here. And the sophomore and a good will linebacker on the weak side for the USF defense.
Yeah, you know, he was a special teams guy mostly as a freshman. And we talked to the defense coordinator, Brian Jean-Marie. And
nice. Well
he said he had his best game last week, 7 tackles and a sack versus UConn. So I think this is a loss that if he can't come back, they might feel.
2nd and 7. Play fake to Asupa. And the pass, gonna run the intended receiver. KJ Sales was close by. Along with Nick Roberts and Studstill. Triple coverage there on Gunnar Romney, the wideout for BYU, incomplete, now 3rd down.
It's one of their base routes, Cannon, that we saw all week. Their banana fade, or basically you getting a slot receiver, and he just takes off towards the sidelines.
Cougars 2 for 5, guys, on 3rd down conversions. All 3 of 7, only 23 passing yards. So far, first career start for the redshirt freshman. Here's 3rd down. Here comes the pressure again. Evasive 1st down. Boyles Jr. with a stop. At about the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 11. And we asked Jaron Hall, guys, yesterday about his escapability. He said, I've got some.
Yeah, and we see that on display here. I thought this was a great call by offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes. Kind of negate the rush that USF has had for the first couple of drives of this game.
Big fan of Russell Wilson. Big fan of Drew Brees, he told us yesterday. Didn't mention Mahomes. I thought he would. Here's Asupa. Boyles Jr. in his face with the TFL again. How much time has Dwayne Boyles Jr. spent in opposing backfields this year? It's been common.
He's had a tackle for loss in 4 straight games, culminating with 3 last week against UConn, and he's continued that trend. Like I said earlier, he's been consistent so far. Let's see it keep going.
USF 9.8 tackles for loss per game, and Kalani Sitake, in our meeting with him yesterday, said we know they are aggressive in a swarming physical defense. Here's 2nd down. Boyles Jr. again involved in the stop. Mopini Katoa gets the carry. Team's leading rusher a year ago. Only ran for 423 yards. Did score 8 touchdowns for BYU. Such a big factor with Jeff Grimes, the offensive coordinator, trying to get the run game going this year. It hasn't been easy.
Hasn't been easy at all. Like you said earlier, only 101 yards per game, and on top of that, they're only averaging 3.5 yards per carry. They got to find some improvement there, and they got a lot of returning starters in the front 5, so they just got to stay committed with the run game.
third down. Boyles Jr. pressure off the edge. Hall the pass. It's low, but caught by Simon. Micah Simon, first down and then some for BYU. And a chain mover, much needed for the Cougars.
He understands where the hot is at. And that hot receiver is Simon. And that was a really good job by him.
Cougars go fast. Katoa. Tackled by Andrew Mims. Couple tackles for loss this year. Sophomore from St. John's, Florida. There's a flag down. It's gain of 3. Let's check the marker here with only 18 seconds left in our first quarter.
Illegal substitution, 12 men on the field on the defense. 5-yard penalty, replay the down.
You know, Dave, I really like the tempo that BYU used there after that first down. Watching the film this week, that's something that SMU did a lot against USF, and they really struggled with it. They had problems getting lined up, and SMU was able to have some big-time plays.
Did they ever? 41-0 lead before Blake Barnett came in and scored a few touchdowns after the game was well in hand for the undefeated Ponies entering the weekend. That's going to do it for our first quarter, guys. Keenan, great first quarter.
Hey,
you going to stick around for the next 3?
Oh, yeah.
Please do. Looking forward to that. 15 minutes in the books here from Tampa. End of the first, and BYU a 3-0 lead on USF. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. Before the game, Kalen Hall, former BYU running back, father of starting quarterback Jaron Hall, runs the BYU alumni flag out. It's a big honor as Jaron becomes the first ever African-American starting quarterback in BYU history, a dual sport athlete, as we talked about. Also plays center field on the baseball team. This year in a spring football practice, he left a bit early, ran to the baseball field, pinch hit in the 6th inning and won the game.
I think that's part of the reason why he's so confident. You know, he's been in these tough crunch time situations before. Let's see him pick it up here in this drive.
Beginning the second. Only 3 points so far between these two in their first ever meeting on the football field here today. Hefo in motion. Pitch, Asupa. Emmanuel Asupa with Mims in pursuit, and Andrew Mims with a nice tackle on the former Rice running back, Emmanuel Asupa. Gain of 6.
Keenan, we see some options. Speed option
I like
right
the way
there.
that looked. I like the way that looked right there.
How do you grade his read on that one?
Hey, that was great. You know, he took a shot, delivered a great pitch, and got the first down.
Yeah.
You can't ask for much more than that.
Jeff Grimes, second year offensive coordinator for BYU. Watches from up above, press box level. Hall airs it out. Mill makes a catch. Dax Mill, one-handed touchdown grab for BYU. What a play for the Cougars.
Excellent one-handed grab right there, and that was on KJ Sales, a guy that we talked about. Can he finish? And here's another example of him having an inability to finish that play. He was in perfect position. The guy was covered. It was just a great throw there by Jaron Hall and a great finish by Mill.
Some hand fighting with Sales, Chave. That was a grab.
Yeah, it was. And I believe that the throw by Hall, I believe that down the field throws are the ones he's going to have the most comfort with early. Seemed like even when he came in the game last week, that was one of the things he wanted to do was stretch the field vertically.
Oldroyd in for the PAT here for BYU, trying to go up 10-0 on the road at USF. He's got an 8 for 9 now in the year. PATs for Jake Oldroyd. We asked Jaron Hall last night at the meeting, how far can you throw it? He said, before my mission, about 80 yards. Well, the arm looks pretty good there, Keenan.
Very live.
Very live. Touchdown, BYU. Dax Mill celebrating. The walk-on who coaches told us last night, guys, been one of the best route runners, showing us why here, Keenan.
Absolutely. He does an excellent job holding off KJ Sales. And as a quarterback, when you see the defensive back like this, you see your guy in front of him, this is the area that you want to hit. And Jaron Hall did a great job of dropping that ball right in the bucket, giving his guy and only his guy the opportunity to make that play.
What a catch for the sophomore from South Jordan, Utah. Second TD grab of the year.
Excellent concentration.
Third of his career. And happy faces on the BYU bench for now. Skylar Southam, kickoff man, sophomore. And Bentley Sanders, deep to receive for USF. Terrence Horn ran 2 TDs back a year ago in one game against Georgia Tech. Has not been featured much this year. Coming off a torn ACL, not back to 100%. Sanders overwhelmed outside the 25. Take a look at this week's AP Top 10 guys powered by Ram Trucks. And oh, that's a big one. Number 3, Georgia goes down.
Yeah, me and Corey talked about that before the game. He was a little disappointed. You know, his guy Jake Fromm, he was his Heisman guy. So
oh well.
threw a couple of interceptions. You know,
Couple
tough
of picks.
loss.
He went for the trifecta today, didn't he?
Yeah, he
You
did.
gonna switch to Joe Burrow then? I mean,
No, I'm sticking with
right.
with Tua, man.
you got Tua.
He's playing off the charts.
Hard to go against Tua in Alabama right now. McLeod has struggled mightily in this game. Can he get things going? Cronkright, a spin. Can't get away again. Peyton Wilger all over Jordan Cronkright. Heisman hopefuls from Keenan Reynolds.
Hey, Jalen Hurts, he saved himself today with a victory. You know, he started off a little slow, but I like the way he finished, and we'll see what Joe Burrow does tonight.
Keenan, you should win the Heisman your senior year. By the way, I voted for you.
I appreciate it.
I have a vote. The play fake to Cronkright, and the catch there. Perlette has the grab. The senior from Miramar, Florida. Corey's Heisman hopefuls look pretty similar, don't they?
No, we got to cross one of them out. One guy got eliminated.
All right, take him out.
Got to give some shout out to Libby Graham. She got Jake Fromm on there for me. He sold me out. Come on, Jake.
Tough loss for UGA today. At home. Here's third down. McLeod sets up in the pocket. It collapses. Jordan McLeod on the move with pressure. And it's incomplete. Kavika Fanua with some heat. And McLeod's struggles continue. He has not been able to get on track offensively for new coordinator Kerwin Bell, former SEC Player of the Year from Florida.
Well, I think the offensive line does a pretty good job, but I think Peatley off the edge, number 52, he gets a little bit of heat, and then Fanua comes up late. And both of those guys are active players on the BYU defensive front.
Aleva Hefo, deep to receive this punt. From the Aussie, from down under, Trent Schneider. Hefo, little hesitation, and out of bounds, and BYU gets it back here up by 10. Father and son combo for BYU. It's very common, isn't it? Mike and James Empey, Steve and Devin Kafusi. There are 3 Kafusis in the starting 2 deep beginning today for BYU. Dana and Peyton Wilger. Peyton's made a couple of big plays already on the field for the Cougars today. And Kalen and Jaron Hall. Jaron makes history today, starting his first ever game at quarterback for BYU. Also recruited by Utah. A lot of Pac-12s were interested in his services as a quarterback.
Let's see if he can build on the momentum of last drive.
On first down, Asupa runs into Reeves, who makes the play right away, along with Pinckney and Blake Green. No gain.
Well, I think for USF, it's all about making sure this doesn't get out of control. So right now, it's really about, you know, a good defensive possession. You always hear about play-by-play. They got to get out of this drive, get them to third down, and get off the field.
On second down, Asupa again breaks one tackle and keeps on trucking. Slade had a shot at him from his defensive end spot. Guys, he lost his helmet, so Slade's off for at least one play. Gain of 7.
You know, Corey, more to your point about this being an important possession, it's really only 2 plays that stick out to me that take this game from being 10-0 to 0-0. Yep. It was a 15-yard penalty on the first drive, and then obviously the touchdown pass. The penalty put him in a position to be in field goal range, and now here we are at 10-0.
Katoa feature back here, guys, on 3rd and 2. The Bulls could really use a stop. Aleva Hefo on that jet sweep. There's the cut, the lunge ahead. He's got a first down for BYU. Good second effort for Leva-Hifo, and the chains move again, gets to the 45-yard line. He's their big game breaker. Done it so many times for the Cougars over his career.
You're right, Dave, and he's coming off a huge game last week. 5 for 111 and 2 touchdowns. They got to keep getting him involved in this
Breakout
offense.
game, wasn't it? A couple weeks back at Toledo. And a tough 7-point loss for BYU. It was a wild finish. Here's first down. Hall, plenty of time. Bushman, the tight end, avoids the tackle, and then eventually does stagger down and falls. Matt Bushman, one of the top tight end prospects. Jay, I know you love him.
Yeah, I do, man. He's a really athletic player. He's got good balance. When we talk to the coaches, Brian John Marie, he talked about this guy, Vincent Davis, wham, trying to come up and shoot and make a tackle.
Off the gain of 6. Lopina Katoa has a big pickup, second level and then some. As he scampers out to the 39-yard line of USF, and another chain mover with plenty of real estate, and BYU goes fast, first down. Plenty of tempo here. Katoa again has an alley. Lopina Katoa, spin move, first down, and some more for BYU. Roberts makes the stop.
You know, Dave, you talked about the speed. They're able to get on the ball fast. They're tiring out this defensive line that's really been in the backfield all game and negating their rush again and again.
Wow, they're going fast here, guys. Gain of 16. Katoa again, the cut. Lots of room. Gets physical with Roberts and gets some extra real estate and picks up about 9.5 on that run as he's inside the 15. Second and short. Charlie Strong's on the field. He wants a timeout here to try to stop the BYU momentum.
Look at the BYU sidelines.
He was nearly out to the hash mark.
You're looking at Charlie Strong.
Yeah.
The BYU sidelines.
Monday night, 6 Eastern, our team of experts break down all the Week 6 action exclusively from a quarterback's perspective. Don't miss NFL Monday QB on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Let's ask quarterback about that. Keenan, what do you think? Big games this week.
Huge games. I mean, there's a lot of elite talent at the quarterback position this year.
Who's the best quarterback right now in the NFL, in your opinion?
I think it's 1A, 1B, Mahomes, Russell Wilson.
Agreed, Shave?
Well, I think that's up for debate. I like Mahomes.
He's unbelievable. Reigning MVP. Second and short here for BYU off the timeout. Asupa gets physical. Keeps on trucking. Second and third effort. Steamrolls Roberts. And he's inside the 5. First and goal here. BYU's just going to keep on motoring here. Gain of 11 as they go tempo. First and goal. Asupa again. Breaks one tackle. Green had him right away, and then Roberts finishes him off in the backfield. This is some serious pace on the offense.
Absolutely. This is something that we saw, again, like I said, in the SMU game. USF defense was pretty stout. They gave up a couple of big plays, and then SMU started to come with tempo, tiring them out, keeping them from getting lined up, getting calls in, and they were able to move the ball with ease.
Olu Pututau is in. Tight end, great target. You're on a short field on second and goal. Oh, sprint right. Katoa the catch. He's upended. Mike Hampton with a serious hit. Head over breakfast, the flipper.
Oh, man. Nothing like a defensive player seeing this right here. Wham! You come up and you connect, and it's legal, and there's no penalty, and the crowd is back into it.
Did you have some hits like that, Corey, back in the day?
Nah,
Come
not
on,
like
you're
that.
selling yourself short, Shane.
Yeah, I got to have a lot better hits
Pro
than that.
bowler here, everybody.
Man.
Timeout. Charlie Strong again is near the hash mark. He's running out onto the field to get the officials' attention for a play stoppage here for USF.
Well, he said he couldn't run yesterday, remember?
He had hip replacement. He told us all about it. He's got to have the other one done, unfortunately.
And
we
you
wish
know,
him the best.
And you know, this is a guy that used to run 5 miles a day.
Yep.
This is their second
Fitness
timeout
freak.
of the half.
Still looks great.
30-second timeout.
You know, I think you just get a little juice when you got to get that timeout in. So,
It doesn't matter, right? You got to get out there.
Coming off, guys, on the 11th play of the drive here. Long one for BYU. The confidence building for the redshirt freshman quarterback, Jaron Hall. Replacing Zach Wilson, a broken thumb and surgery in that game up at Toledo a couple weeks ago.
yeah, you talked about the confidence building of Jaron Hall, and, you know, he looks like a completely different quarterback from the first 2 drives. And really, the whole offense looks completely different. And I really think the tempo, the big play to them early on has really sparked this offense and South Florida's got to get something going, either a turnover or force a field goal here to kind of get the momentum swing back in their favor.
And that's why I would bring pressure here if I'm Brian John Marie, because you don't want to get it down 17-0 because of the psyche of your players. Go back to what you talked about, the SMU game, the Wisconsin game, where they started to snowball on you. So you want to bring pressure, be aggressive, and send a message to your defense.
Featured back Katoa here, guys, on third down. Huge play for the Bull defense. Play fake. Oh, hit as he throws, incomplete. Efo intended receiver. There was some heat in the backfield. Sean Yates, the sophomore from Port St. Lucie, was in the face of Jaron Hall. Field goal try here for the Cougars.
Major stop for them.
No doubt.
Now they just got to get something going on the offensive side of the ball.
Oldroyd steps up here, guys. Had a couple of misses in that game 2 weeks back up in Toledo. One went off the right upright, and then hooked one as well wide. But boy, do you have a huge kick in Knoxville to open the season at Neyland Stadium. From 22, he's got it, and BYU has a 13-0 lead. That night against the Vols, just inside the right upright, forced OT. They won it in double overtime. What a night.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Acura, precision crafted performance. By the General Insurance, get a free anonymous online quote now. And by the Home Depot, more saving, more doing.
Saw Jaron Hall there, and that shot a couple of picks back. Great BYU community service initiatives. Sitake's More to Life Foundation visits New York City every year to mentor inner-city youths and players helping out at the Food and Care Coalition Homeless Shelter in Provo, Utah. We had a nice chat, guys, with Austin Lee last night, the BYU safety, about going to New York and helping out.
Absolutely. He had nothing but good things to say about his experience. And I think that's really important for these guys. You know, you're role models to these young kids and to these people in these inner-city areas.
Skylar Selpham kicks to Sanders. Bentley Sanders from his 4. Got some wheels. Scoots through a gap, but a flag flies. And that'll be some illegal block on special teams backing up USF.
Might have been against Austin Lee, the guy you just talked about.
Oh, really? Okay, well, maybe not then.
No, I mean, they might have.
He was
Exactly.
victimized. Understood. Yeah. Right on cue.
And that's not what you want from your special teams when you have your offense that hasn't been able to get anything going, and you're about to have great field position, you know, on the 35-yard line, a little bit of a short field to kind of get in the position to score some points, and now you're backing
Holding.
up.
Number 89 on the receiving team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
That's Mitchell Wilcox, the star tight end there for USF on the guilty party for the Bulls. Guys, no first downs for USF in this game yet.
Well, I think when we started the game off, we were talking about the run game. And then I think they've come out and they've tried to mix some things in. They tried to get, you know, him involved in running it himself a little bit, but he's tried to throw some screen passes and stuff like that to the outside. He's going to have to get back to the run game at some point.
McLeod, Cronkright gets the carry, makes a cut, and Cronkright with a nice pick up to the second level. Finally something positive going north for the USF offense. 25 total yards for the Bulls before this series started. It's a gain of 7. Second down, though. Freed. Cronkright again. Bounces off some tacklers. And Peyton Wilger with a cut down tackle. He's a yard shy, though, that first down.
You know, I think it's important that they continue to stick with the run. It's not always going to be 5-6 yard gains. You got to be able to live with the 2 yard gains, but maybe a 1 yard gain or a no gain. But you have to stay consistent with it to get in some sort of rhythm and be able to be successful overall.
Third short here, guys. McLeod only 2 of 5 passing for 7 yards in our game. On third down, Cronkright the carry. Cronkright the first down. Waiting for that whistle, almost just kept on going. But he was down. Knee touches the grass surface here at Raymond James Stadium. Gain of 5. And finally, the first down. There's Blake Barnett, guys. He's not available. 2 high ankle sprains. The former 5-star recruit is benched for now.
Yeah, you know, it's tough for him. I know he's sitting on the sideline, eager to get out there and try to help his team, but just got to find a way to get healthy.
McLeod the man for now. Play fake for the redshirt freshman. Sideline route. And a big hit. Wilger gets very physical on Xavier Weaver, the freshman from Orlando, with his first touch of the game. Third completion of the day for McLeod. Looking a little better on this drive here, Ken.
Absolutely. Got a little bit of rhythm. Got to keep it going, mix it up. I'd get back to the run game right here.
Bulls go fast. Conkright the carry. Patient. Waits for those blocks in the belt. Pushes the pile forward. Gets to the 40, and it's another first down. So a couple of firsts here back-to-back.
Definitely. You know, I think that penalty, at this point, they might have been in field goal range if they didn't have that early penalty on the kickoff return.
Good point. Conkright will take a breather for now. Raymond Sands had a touchdown run in the second quarter against UConn as the second tailback for USF. Mathis on the field late. Here's Sands on first down. Makes a nice cut. Second level and then some. Keeps on trucking, has a first down for USF. Gain of 11 for Trayvon Sands, the senior from Miami.
Well, we shouldn't be surprised. I mean, BYU has struggled to stop the run. It's a really good job that time of, I believe it is center Brad Cecil blocking Mahe.
Max Tooley finished him off finally for BYU. First down. Sands, powerful run. Another first down run for Trayvon Sands. And the Bull offense suddenly is moving in the right direction. Keenan, what's the difference been?
You know, I think they've been committed to the run. You know, only one pass so far. And, you know, we talked to offense coordinator Kerwin Bell yesterday, and he had a lot to say about his offense, and I think he's doing a great job of mixing it up. And I think I would expect to see some shots, some play-action shots, or something down the field to really stretch this defense.
Play fake, McLeod, some time, deep ball, Wilcox has it, touchdown USF, Mitch Wilcox, what a catch! And the Bulls are right back in this one.
Again, play action shots. You get the ball to your best player, your most explosive playmaker. A great throw by Jordan McLeod, standing in the pocket. A lot of trouble around him. Drops it in the bucket again. We've seen two great throws from both of these quarterbacks, and now the Bulls are right back in this game.
Kobe Weiss in for the PAT, junior from Gainesville, Florida. That hand looks just fine now for McLeod. What a throw. And a better catch for Wilcox. Kobe Weiss 15 of 16 PATs this year. And finally, the Bulls, Shave, has some offense on the board.
A little bit of miscommunication on the back end with BYU. You got Bo Tanner just watching it.
Yeah,
watching it with us.
Excellent adjustment there by Wilcox. He wasn't even really running this corner.
Hey, Brett, thanks so much. An American Conference update there. Here, USF from the American is on the board finally. Mitch Wilcox' 10th career touchdown catch, most ever by a Bull tight end in program history. To make it 13-7. The pass from McLeod. Spencer Schrader scored on a fake field goal last week at UConn. Kicks off. Katoa and a touchback.
So looking back at this touchdown, I want to take a look right here at Bo Tanner. He points off Mitchell Wilcox running vertical before he even gets open. And then at the top, you see Sawyer Power pick it up, and then he just stops on the play. I don't really understand why he stops on the play. What do you think, Corey?
It looks like he might have lost it in the sun, Keenan. You can see Tanner on the sidelines there. I mean, both of those guys were, as you mentioned, were trying to pass that off, but he's a deep middle player, a deep post player, and so he would have to continue to get depth. It looked like he lost the ball in the sun.
Finau on the first down carry, dragged down from behind. Kirk Livingston had a forced fumble in the first play of the game against South Carolina State. A big with Kirk yesterday. talked about how important it was to play well at home, something Charlie Strong mentioned too yesterday to us.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to be able to protect your house, and I think that they're off to a good start on defense, minus a couple of plays.
Also 1 second and 11. Hall, play fake, Finau throws, Bushman with a catch. Dropped by Vincent Davis. Two great tight ends in this game. It's something I was looking forward to, Jay, when we started watching film on these guys.
Yeah, both guys that will one day be playing on Sundays.
Third and short, play fake again. First catch, Talon Shumway, senior South Jordan, Utah. Gain of 4. And the chains move for BYU on that safe pass route and conversion for the Cougars.
That's why you're a little bit surprised that USF didn't go up and challenge a little bit more. And maybe play some man coverage, get up in the face of those receivers.
Super featured back here on first down. Makes his shift. Emmanuel Asupa breaks one tackle. Reeves there for the big contact. And the put down does cruise across the 40 and gets to about the 42 for a 5-yard gain. Touchdown run for Asupa, second quarter in that Toledo loss.
You know, watching them, it looks like they've kind of slowed the tempo down. I'd like to see them pick it back up on this drive.
On second down, play fake. Hall will keep. Hall first down and then some. Makes a cut and gets hit. Nick Roberts with the open field stick from his safety spot. On the redshirt freshman quarterback, Jaron Hall. Gain of 10.
I don't think, Keenan, you would have let somebody get you down like that one-on-one.
You wouldn't have got a clean shot.
You might have made a move or two, Keith.
Yeah, no clean shot.
Navy legend Keith Reynolds joining us in the booth here in Tampa, along with Corey Chavis. I'm Dave Bryant, our great crew here watching USF BYU. On first down, play fake again. Boyles Jr. again with the wrestle throwdown. Have a seat, young man.
He is having a game, Dave. I mean, he's been all over the field. We've been talking about him game in and game out.
He did a really good job that time of getting off the block of Finau. Finau tried to come up and block him. You want to talk about, they always talk about using your hands as a defensive lineman. What a job by him using his hands as a linebacker.
Great numbers defensively for the Bulls. Offense, been up and down. On second down, play fake the Finau and the pass. Donald Romney has the grab. Spins ahead to about the 41. Shot a marker they need, the 38 for a first down. Another key third down coming up here for the young QB, gain of 5.
Let's see if USF defense can rise to the challenge right here. This will be a huge stop for them with an opportunity for a 2-minute drill to take a lead before the half.
Greg Reeves, Kirk Livingston, our talk with them yesterday, said, boy, got to get off the field on third down. Such a big part of the game. Another test here. Short field. Oh, QB draw, first down and then some. A redshirt freshman slides in front of Studstill, and he's a baseball player. That was a sweet slide into home plate. He's safe. First down. Gain of 12. How was your slide, Keenan?
I didn't really slide.
I was going to say, I'm watching all your games. I can't remember if you did much. Look at that one. That was nice.
I really love that they're kind of getting him involved in the run game with some design quarterback runs to really kind of get him and this offense rolling.
All told us last night he might consider a pro baseball career down the road. Really good center fielder. The toe of the run. Upended Roberts with a hard hit in the secondary.
Now, if you're USF, you got one timeout left. There's the baseball with Hall. And tell you what, he's got some power. I watched some of the clips, knocking a bunch of home runs.
Nice.
But this is a home run here if they could just continue to run the clock. Remember, it's running now. 1 minute and 32 seconds to go in the half. USF has one timeout. If you want the ball back, you've got to figure out when you're going to use that timeout, particularly if they get a first down here.
On second down, Katoa, the cut again. Roberts, the hit again. Gain of 5. First down. Minute 15. Clock will run in a moment here. All 3 timeouts for BYU. Remember, Charlie Strong used 2 on that possession early in the quarter when the defense with a pace offense for BYU was a bit discombobulated.
Yeah, I think one of those timeouts was necessary to slow him down, but the second one I don't necessarily agree with.
11th play of the drive. A Super right up the middle. Boyles Jr. And Kirk Livingston involved in the contact. Under a minute now left in our first half. Timeout. 50 seconds left in the opening 30. I like the sign. Thanks for that, the Bulls student section. Coming up in the halftime report, powered by Ram Trucks. Brent Stover, Houston Nutt. Kevin Carter standing by in our New York studio. Have you covered all the action. A very busy college football Saturday. Yes, Georgia has lost, beaten by South Carolina. A huge game today. It's all coming up on the halftime report, powered by Ram Trucks. First, guys, we wrap up the first half with a big play coming up here, Keenan.
Absolutely, and you know, this is the 12th 10-plus play drive that BYU's had this season. So far, no touchdowns from that, only 6 field goals.
Off the timeout, play fake. Hall has some time. Swings that pass to Olave-Hifo. Knocked out of bounds by Devin Studstill. So 2 timeouts remaining here, guys. 45 seconds. And third down coming up.
You don't want to play soft right here. I mean, if you play soft in this situation, you're going to have to use that last timeout if you have any hopes of getting the ball back yourself. Now, if you're just going for the stop, be strategic in this situation and try to hold them to a field goal.
You know, I think using this timeout right here, if they can get the stop, wouldn't be a bad thing. You know, 45, 40 seconds to try to make a push for some points at the end of the half.
On third down, Hall the sprint right. The redshirt freshman with some time, and then Olave-Hifo not on the same page with his young QB.
Well, he allows him to save the timeout now.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's a young player thing. You know, you're not necessarily sure of the situation.
Jake Oldroyd will step in here and try for another BYU field goal for Kalani Sitake. He's 2 for 2 so far from 51 and 22. Made field goals this year. This from 28 for BYU. Got another one. Perfect. And the Cougars add 3.
Now, Keenan Reynolds, the receiver, I know with 36 seconds left, you're hoping they go to open it up right here. USF for this last 2-minute drive, as we can see some of these highlights a little bit earlier from McLeod. What do you do right here when you get the ball back?
You know, you had a big play for a touchdown last drive. You got to be smart. You don't want to give BYU the opportunity to get the ball back with 2 timeouts off of a turnover. Right. I think you kind of, I would kneel it, you know, kneel it, go in the locker room, you get the ball back coming out of the half. That's the way I would go.
The senior Wilcox with that lunging touchdown grab. His 4th of the year. See the first down numbers. Great last drive after the initial struggles for a quarter and a half for Jordan McLeod. And brother Ray, the Carolina Panther wide receiver, former Clemson star, one-time Buffalo Bill draft pick. Charlie Strong recruited Ray back in the day.
That rhymed.
Knew the family. Didn't really mean for it to.
Hey,
Sanders
man.
watches that one go through for a touchback.
I always give you credit when you rhyme, man.
I really
Come
appreciate
on,
it,
man.
Jay. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, 36 seconds, 1 timeout here. Let's see what Kerwin Bell, offensive coordinator's got in mind for these final moments of the half.
Well, he's confident. I think that's the one thing we all would agree on talking with him in this system. But looks like he's may decide to do what you talked about here, Keenan, and just kneel on it or hand it off.
Rockright feature back here. Final moments of the first half. And he'll take the handoff. He'll make a nice cut. There is a flag down. Picks up 9, but this might come back here for USF. Let's find out with 31 seconds. Up on the board here at Raymond James. 2 flags down now.
Holding, number 64 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Demetrius Harris, sophomore, Jacksonville, is the guilty party. Agree or disagree, guys? Not going for at least a field goal try here.
You know, I agree. You haven't really been that great on offense. And for the viewers at home wondering why they're not kneeling the ball, they might be doing some run plays from deep in their package to kind of see how the look is going to be in the second half.
All right, here's Cronkite with a carry. And he pulls forward. Nwigwe involved in the stop. Along with Chaz Ayu. It's a gain of 7. As the final seconds about to melt away here for the opening 30 minutes from Tampa. BYU will lead by 9 over USF in the first ever meeting on the football field between these two teams. Kalani Sitake hoping to use the off week after that tough loss at Toledo for a victory in Tampa today. End of the first half. Brent the Gang in New York next. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot.
The CBS Sports Network Halftime Report, powered by Ram Trucks.
Halftime in Tampa, Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Houston Nutt as well. 16-7 at the break. Coach, your thoughts?
Both these teams are playing really hard. Both defenses doing real good. I like what BYU's doing, mixing up the tempo. They've been very, very physical. Watch Jaron Hall right here. Has excellent protection on a nice run fake right here. Very good. Got time to set his feet and just throws a fade. Excellent job right here. Dax Milne brings it in. Great concentration.
Hall 11 of 17, 97 yards in that touchdown. And again, Brigham Young has the 9-point lead.
BYU 23-6 all time against current members of the American Conference, a lead on USF here in Tampa today. Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium. Dave Ryan, Keenan Reynolds, first ever appearance in the booth here on CBS Sports Network, and joined as usual by college football expert Corey Chavis. So, Keenan, first time doing a game in the booth. What do you think?
It's been a great time so far, and this game has been explosive. I mean, I think the story of the game so far has been big plays for both squads and penalties as well. What do you think, Corey?
Well, I mean, USF just hasn't been able to sustain drives. They've only had 5 first downs in the entire first half, and that was on the scoring drive that they had. So that's going to be the big key, I think, in the second half for USF to try to sustain some drives and get the run game going.
All right, guys, let's check the Chick-fil-A game summary and break down some of the numbers of the opening 30 minutes. Keenan, what stands out to you here?
The tackles for loss, that's one thing that we talked about before we got to the game, and USF has been extremely consistent with the way that they've gotten in the backfield and made big plays.
Yeah, Keenan, you talked about that all week. you were like the fact that USF was aggressive defensively. Their offense has to be aggressive, I think, here with Curran Bell starting the second half.
Yeah, they've only run 19 plays in the first half to BYU's 48. I mean, they got to get something going. And to your point of the first downs, they got to move the ball. They got to keep the chains rolling.
Skylar Southwood kicks off for BYU, sophomore from the state of Utah. Underway second half from Tampa. Bentley Sanders looks for room. Has some speed upended near the 30. Austin Lee on special teams coverage involved in a hit there for BYU. So McLeod and the offense back on the field here, guys, after an up and down opening 30 minutes, Keenan, I thought, except for that long TD pass to Wilcox, and except for that last drive, it was a struggle, wasn't it?
It was, and I hope that Coach Bell, calmed him down in the locker room and just, kept that confidence up in him. And we'll see how they start this drive. I think they're going to get back to the run game. That was something that was instrumental in that touchdown drive, and then take some play-action shots.
Redshirt freshman from here in Tampa, went to Plant High School. On first down, Cronkite, the Florida transfer, Nwigwe, on top of the pile. Former offensive lineman and tight end, now a defensive lineman for the BYU defense. Elisa Tuiaki, defensive coordinators. Gain of 5. And second down. Cronkite stays busy. Wilger trying to drag him down from behind. And he got to 39, needs the 42 for USF first down here. Initial drive of the second half. Isaiah Kafusi trying to get his bench and the fans who've come from Provo pumped up. Third down. Sanders, off right tackle, slides ahead for enough. And a much-needed first down. First drive, second half, so important.
Yeah, that first down in the second half is huge for your momentum and getting in the rhythm. And I think they need to give the ball to Sands more. I mean, he's been very physical running the ball. He's had some big runs on the touchdown drive. They need to keep feeding him.
Raymond Sands on the run. Upended. Kavika Fanua, team's leading tackler, entering play here in Tampa today. I'll say it again, redshirt junior. Syracuse, Utah. Near Salt Lake. There's a Saratoga Springs, Utah. I'm an upstate New York guy, so we'll try to get the references in there. Second down here from McLeod. Gonna take a shot. Overthrows Clairvaux. And incomplete.
Heron doing a little bit of talking to Clairvaux. He said, hey, you might as well go to the other side. That's the one thing about Heron. He's a competitive young man.
Personnel adjustment, sets up third down. Bulls in need of a good start to the second half. Here's McLeod. Pocket disappears. And he scrambles. Looking for the sticks. It's a good effort. It's a good spot. He should have a first down for USF on a really nice run by the redshirt freshman quarterback.
Here we see his pocket presence. You know, we talked about it from the UConn game and how he was able to slip out of the pocket and make big plays, and that was a huge play on 3rd and 7 for him to keep the sticks going, keep the drive rolling.
Cartwright. Algier the tackle.
Then they had 12 men on the field on defense. No time for.
There's a flag down, right near the bench. It's a gain of 7. We'll see if that holds up. That is the case.
Illegal substitution on the defense. Too many players. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Gets 12 there.
Didn't quite get
Tape was moving. That's not easy.
Tried to hurry up.
Out of the field, 12 men on. All right, so the penalty sets up first down. 5 for the Bulls. McLeod, Cronkite, again so patient off right tackle. Rides ahead for a couple of more. Tanisa Mahe involved in the stop. The redshirt freshman, West Jordan, Utah. Took his mission to Tonga, where Kalani Sitake, the head coach, was born. Moved to Hawaii when he was 6 months old. And went to high school in St. Louis, Missouri. Such a pleasure to talk to the BYU coach. He's always so upbeat and optimistic.
Absolutely, you know, head coach Kalani Sitake, he was extremely positive, and I mean, shoot, I was ready to suit up for him the way he was talking.
Kind of felt like it, did you?
Yeah.
Former BYU fullback and a team captain. We saw him when we were leaving our meeting last night in the team hotel parking lot taking pictures with fans. Like, he just loves it. He is still a huge BYU fan, even though he's the head coach of the program, which in Provo, and for anyone associated with BYU football, that is a big deal.
Well, they went to the parade back in '84. We sat down a couple years ago. He said when they won the national championship back in 1984, I was at the parade. So he's a true BYU all the way back to his childhood days.
Just short on the measurement. For the Bull first down here, beginning the second half. Kalani Sitake talking to us yesterday about how he's got to basically be a cheerleader for his young quarterback, Jaren Hall, who's ready to go. He's pumped up now, though, isn't he? Trying to get that defense going. He said stopping the run will be so important, and the Bulls are running the ball well right now.
They are. They need to keep it up, you know, stay with what's been working for them, and then, like I said, get back to the play-action shots.
2nd and inches here for USF. Play fake. Another fake. McLeod. Zach Daw in hot pursuit. He's got some wheels for a big guy at 6'4", 265. Has scored some out of bounds, but it is a first down for USF. Gain of 3.
That was a long development play right there. And I think I would have liked to see them get it out of his hands a little bit quicker. I know it's 2nd and inches, but that's a prime time to take those shots.
First down, Cronkite has room. Lee can't bring him down. Cronkite effective again. Shaman Willis, redshirt sophomore, Saratoga Springs. Utah makes the play. Missed tackles. A major problem here on this drive for BYU.
Good hard running by Cronkite.
Play fake. McLeod. Time. Catch. Wilcox brings it in. Inside the 15. And the big tight end active today. And pump first down for the Bulls, gain of 13.
You can see him getting active after that catch. He wants the ball. You know, he's made some big plays for them. And that was a great throw and catch between McLeod and Wilcox.
Senior began the day 13th all-time. USF history in catches any position. 82 grabs and now 10 touchdowns after the scoring connection with McLeod in the first half. Sands. Trayvon Sands, physical with Lee, drags him toward the goal line, just short. Down at about the 1. First and goal here for USF, gain of 12 more yards. It's been physical on this drive.
And that's the key for them. I mean, I love the way Sands is running. They need to keep feeding.
Flags and whistles before that play gets underway, though, for USF. Let's find out who the guilty party was and moved early.
False start. Number 64 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's a left guard for Charlie Strong, Demetrius Harris, sophomore from Jacksonville. Let's take a look.
He had just pulled on the play previously when he was leading around on the run by Sands. Sometimes those offensive linemen get a little bit tired when you ask them to get out of their stance and pull to the outside lanes. One of the reasons why you get a false start.
Whistles and a timeout call by Charlie Strong and USF. 7 on the play clock. That's a tough timeout to use
Florida.
early in the half.
This is their first timeout of the
always
half.
comes up in conversation.
30-second timeout.
When you see the timeout, use this early in the third.
Well, it's all about everything in terms of a game. It's not just about how your players play. It's about how the coaches coach. How do you use those timeouts? You saw early in the first half, Keenan referred to you use that timeout early, and now later on you can't really get the ball back. I think that's why, Keenan, you talked about maybe just sitting on it at the end of the half because you'd use those timeouts.
You know, I definitely agree with that, but, you know, I think the penalty on the 1-yard line kind of forced Charlie Strong's hand right there. The play clock was winding down. He didn't like what he saw. I don't think he felt like they'd get the playoff. So you got to use that timeout because now instead of being on a 6-yard line, you're on the 11, first and goal, when you started at the 2. So although it is early, like you said, and he's probably going to need that on the back end of this half, I think it's a smart play because you got to get in the end zone right here to get some momentum for your defense so you can try to get back into this game and eventually take the lead.
Well, I agree with you, but maybe on third down. You got first down, and I think that's the big difference because you've got some downs to recover a little bit, even if it is, you know, at the 11-yard line. But here we go. I wonder, will they go back to pulling their offensive linemen? That's where they've had success. I think that's really both running backs are better when they pull their offensive linemen.
On first down, play fake. McLeod off the timeout, pressure, gets the ball away. Sands. Isaiah Kafusi with a stop. McLeod, a great job to get away from Bracken El-Bakri. And avoid a sack with a little shovel toss there, Keenan. Not bad.
Yeah, that was a great heads-up play. Kind of dangerous, you know. If the ball gets knocked out of his hand, that's a turnover inside the red zone. But it worked out for him. They were able to get a couple of yards and keep this drive going.
Here's second down. Here's Cronkite. Makes a cut. Lunging toward the goal line. He is stopped short. About the 1.5-yard line here for USF. And now third and goal. Gain of 4 there for Jordan Cronkite.
Both of these tight ends have to improve as blockers moving forward, Bushman and Wilcox. We've talked a lot about both of them, but they've got to get better as blockers.
Big play. Cronkite featured back. Third and goal. It's Cronkite. He navigates, he lunges, looking to push the pile. Touchdown USF, he's in. In the midst of the scrum, the officials determined that the ball breaks the plane, and the Bulls score a second touchdown of the day.
That was a huge way to cap that drive. I mean, look at Cronkite right here. He gets stopped on his first try, and he keeps those feet moving. I mean, he was determined to get in the end zone, and that just capped off what was a physical drive by South Florida, and I think kind of set the tone for what they want to do in this second half. And now they're within 3 points. Awaiting the extra point could be within 2.
Seems like it all comes back to that BYU run defense again, though, right? I mean, they've got to get better defending the run.
First rushing touchdown of the year for Cronkite. And guys, no review here. That was really close, but that last look from our great crew seemed to indicate he was in. PAT, Kobe Weiss. And Cronkite and company put the Bulls right back in this game, Keenan.
Big play, big drive. They're rolling now. Let's see what the defense can do.
Bulls score. Five and 1 against ranked opponents at home. TD ECU Stadium, Brent, since 2014 for UH and Dana Holgerson. Jay, we saw him a couple weeks back on Facebook. Head-to-head with North Texas. As Cronkite talks some guys on the sideline after that touchdown a moment ago. Interesting matchup there in the American Conference without De'Aaron King, as the Bearcats try to hold off the Cougs.
You think coming into the season, those will be two of the teams fighting for the crown.
Out of bounds. Otoa looks for room, makes a cut, and down he goes. Tomorrow night, 6 Eastern. Don't miss the toughest sport on dirt. Take center stage with the Greensboro Invitational as the PBR World Finals are a month away only on CBS Sports Network. Cosmo is here from Provo. Cougar. It's one of my favorite mascots. Very athletic.
Yeah, let's see if this offense can give him something to breakdance about.
Jordan McLeod and company, an outstanding drive. After a really slow start offensively, Kerwin Bell and the Bull offense is moving well here. End of the second quarter, beginning of the third. On first down, Finau carries off left tackle and drags some Bull defenders a couple of yards like Darius Slade. Gain of 4 for Sione Finau. Coach was telling us yesterday, practiced really well. Jeff Grimes said he deserves some carries.
Let's see if they can get him in the rhythm this drive.
Second out, Finau again. Nothing doing this time at all. Greg Reeves was there in the backfield in a heartbeat. Sets up third down.
For play.
Flag is down. Or no flag. Let's play on. BYU 7-12. Third down try so far today. Option look. First down, then some. Jared Hall. Big pickup. Still on his feet. Making cuts. And finally dropped by Bentley Sanders inside the 35. What a run by the redshirt freshman, Jared Hall, first down.
Looks like a called option play here. He breaks the first tackle. The pitch key goes, and he just takes over from there. Uses his athleticism, making cuts, darting all over the field. That was a huge play for them and converting a big third down drive when it looked like South Florida was going to have all of the momentum going into this next possession.
They go fast here, guys. A super that carried an injured Cougar is still down on the field.
It might be Saleh Apanga.
Kalani Sitake will check on his injured offensive player. Back in a moment. Keanu Saleh Apanga, as Corey correctly predicted, injured Cougar. 6'6", 310 redshirt sophomore from Lakewood, California. Being helped off by Cougar trainers and right to the injury tent. If we get word from the BYU folks, we'll send that along. Thomas Show, former starter, redshirt senior, Columbus, Indiana, will step in. So off the injury, second down. Katoa featured back. The option look again. Hall. End zone touchdown BYU. Jaron Hall. Not one but two fakes. And he sprints to pay dirt. 6 more for the Cougars from 29 yards out.
Really is just off of the fake to Hefo. Look at him at 66, James Impey get out and lead. And then you've got the one-on-one move that he makes on Micah LaPointe. And you can't miss that tackle from the inside out if you're LaPointe. Got to do a better job of breaking down the tackle in the open field.
Oldroyd guys in for the PAT. Been busy today kicking for Kalani Sitake's Cougars. Splits the uprights, he's got it. First career touchdown run, Jaron Hall. In his first career start, making history for BYU football today. Jay, this was nice.
It was, man. And one thing about Hall, you've seen the energy from him when he's run the ball in the second half.
Jaron Hall last year, limited action, 2 games he played in. No pass attempts, 4 rushing attempts for 4 yards. That was it. Rushing touchdown today. Tomorrow, NFL and CBS doubleheader. Clash between 2 of the game's most dynamic quarterbacks. Mahomes and the Chiefs welcome Watson and the Texans. That's going to be great. Followed by the Jets-Cowboys. All begin to the NFL today at noon Eastern on CBS. Yesterday, BYU, after the long flight from Provo, they got in Thursday night. A little walkthrough, went to the Buccaneer ship here at Raymond James Stadium. Took a lot of pictures, did a lot of posting on social media. And we talked with Jaron Hall and the guys are so pumped to be in an NFL stadium. And a chance to look at some of the all-time greats who played here for the Buccaneers, like Derek Brooks. Names up on the wall here. Jake Oldroyd kicks off. Here's Sanders. The return for USF. Bentley Sanders. Look out. There's the block. But he loses his footing and flips into BYU territory on what looked like a sure thing touchdown return for USF. Still great field position. It's a 63-yard run back.
You know, Bentley Sanders has been dangerous back there. Last week he had a 67-yard return against UConn. The average is 28.3 yards per kick. I don't understand why you keep kicking it to him. He was bound to make a big play. He's had several big returns. It was just a matter of time.
Sophomore from here in Tampa.
Now, I'm interested to see how offense coordinator Kerwin Bell responds on this drive here. Last half, they only ran 19 plays. The last drive was 14 and ended with a touchdown.
Kelly Jr. is the feature back here. Play fake from McLeod. On first down, they'll take a shot. And a flag flies. Looking for Eddie McDoom, the transfer from Michigan. On the sideline route, let's check out the marker. Could be pass interference.
Pass interference, number 13 on the offense. 15
It's pass interference, all right.
Remains first down.
It's against McDoom with the offense. Back him up.
Yeah, I was worried that was going to be on Heron right there, but you know, you watch McDoom right here. He kind of pulls through, and then he stops on the route, and they threw the flag. But anytime they see that blatant response by the DB, they're going to throw the flag, no matter if the ball was catchable or not.
Not what you want to see for USF after the great return from Sanders to back yourselves up on an offensive PI.
Absolutely.
First and 25. Joyner tries to make a cut, runs into trouble, down he goes. That didn't take long. Peyton Wilger was right there in his face.
Well, he's working against your guy Mitchell Wilcox on the edge. You're going to see Wilcox try to block him, and he's just going to get off of Wilcox because you're not blocking me. And so we talk about the catches and the receptions, but you got to block as well as a tight end.
Former walk-on. Perfect form tackle. Play fake on second down. McLeod. Deep ball. McDoom got turned around and trying to adjust to the route. It's not really close. Incomplete.
Yeah, watching this play, looking at McDoom and his reaction after the throw, it looks like he was expecting the ball in one area, and it was just an inaccurate throw over there by Jordan McLeod. He had his man beat. That was Malik Moore, and that could have been a touchdown, a huge play to respond to BYU's 2 huge plays on the last drive.
McDoom looked really frustrated there, didn't he?
Looked fast, too. Man.
Raymond Bell telling us yesterday they were waiting for McDoom to explode, make some big plays for them, and clearly some miscommunication on that route or the throw. Or both. Third down. McLeod, little time. Passes to Mathis. Stopped by Fanua. Second tight end, Jacob Mathis. It's a gain of 4. But the drive stalls out for USF.
You know, that was a disappointing series right there. You get the huge, 63-yard return. You're almost inside the 30-yard line, and then a penalty backs you up, and now you're punting from midfield. I mean, in a game like this in which you've kind of struggled to stop the big play with BYU, you need all the help you can get. And penalties has kind of been the story of the game for USF on both sides of the ball.
Brent Schneider from Sydney, Australia. 29-year-old former construction worker. Punting. That was nearly blocked by BYU. Aleva Hifo wants the fair catch and makes it at the 14. That was close. Hifo and the BYU offense back in the field after the 34-yard punt. All right, Chafe, time for the Do Project Smarter, brought to you by the Home Depot. Let's break it down.
Well, I mean, you saw Hall a little bit earlier. You know what? I look at this, Dave, as study hall. And class is in session for this kid, and he's passing all the tests. And the fact that he's had so much energy as a runner, to go along with the fact that he's thrown the ball increasingly better as the game is going along, I think it's given everybody, in particular their offensive coordinator, a lot of confidence with the play selection.
Jeff Grimes, second-year OC for BYU. And Jaron Hall back on the field. A redshirt freshman making history today from Maple Mountain High School, Spanish Fork, Utah, just south of Provo. Milne in motion. First down run. Sanders and Macon involved. A stop on Lapini Katoa, who barrels ahead for a good pickup on the first down run.
You know, I look for them to take a shot right here. I know I've been talking shots on both sides for both teams, but I mean, they've been running the ball so effectively. USF is going to have to do something to get involved, and that might mean bringing the DB down and playing a single high coverage.
Second and short. Option look. Pitch. Sanders read that one. And sends Katoa out of bounds with a big tackle for loss. Bentley Sanders, big play.
Yeah, I get that option play maybe a C-. I think Jaron Hall could have pressed.
Well, what about Sanders? What do you give him? He slow plays it.
That was a great play.
Yeah.
But, you know, anytime the guy slow plays you like that, you have to attack him.
Loss of 3, called 3rd and 4 now. As the Cougars go backwards on that option look.
Will they bring some pressure on this down? That's the big question mark I have.
Oh, it's really comfortable here adjusting the play, guys, based on the defense. Let's see what happens. Here's third down. QB draw. Trouble! Down he goes. Livingston there right away for the sack for the Bulls. Loss of 5.
Well, I don't know what Coach Strong said to them on the sideline, but that was a heck of a series. Coming back the way the offense looked, get them the ball back, and they're going to have relatively good field position. Coach Kerwin Bell's got to do something to get his guys going, and they need to make a big play on this drive to get back in the game. And, fourth quarter is almost upon us, so we'll see what happens.
Third 3 and out of the game for BYU. Great discussion yesterday with Livingston, Reeves, and company. We're so pumped for this game. KJ Sales, punt return in traffic. Knocked down just shy of midfield.
You got some of that Reynolds wiggle, man. I'm seeing a little jerk with Sales, man.
Yeah, that looked good, getting the ball midfield, in the Macarena.
You like those dance moves?
That's okay in the NFL. You better watch out in college football, guys. They're pretty strict about that.
Oh, yeah.
You get flagged for unsportsmanlike call. But he should be able to do it, I think.
Absolutely.
If we're up to me.
Celebrate the play.
As much as you dance, Dave, you got to be in favor of anybody getting on the floor.
Keenan doesn't know what a good dancer I am. Maybe he does now. Cartwright carries on first down. Jazz IU in the midst of that, along with Kairos Tonga offensively there for BYU.
You know, South Florida's had 2 drives starting past midfield that resulted in a fumble and a punt. This one they got just outside the 50. Let's see what they do with this one.
Second down. Cartwright. Wilger there right away. Drags him backwards. Uriah Leatua, sacked this year. Took his mission to Samoa. Junior from Compton, California.
It's another one of your guys, Chase.
Good players on defense for BYU for sure. Third down here. Big play. Sands, the cut. Sands, the first down. It's chain mover. Enough real estate for the Bulls. Exactly what they needed. Just going to ask you, Keenan, was this 4-down territory? But
yeah,
got the first.
I think third and short with the way the game's going and how the defense looked in that last drive, I would have the confidence to go for it right there if you got into the 4th down.
McLeod's really settled down after a rough start to this game.
The running game.
Here's first down. Time. Deep ball. Overshoots McDoom again.
That looked like the same play from the last
drive. Powell on coverage, guys. Yeah, he just got turned around. Now, is it a route or the throw?
It's the throw to me. What do you think, Keenan?
You know, I think it's the throw. Let's watch the route right here. Great release. Gives him a little stick outside, stack, double sets at the top, makes the guy fall. I mean, you can't run a better route than that to set yourself up. I think that hand may be causing some problems for Jordan McLeod later on in this game.
Second down. Sands runs right. Jazz IU, first one there to help cut him down.
Ever since you asked for Sands, I mean, they've been giving him the ball, and he's been running it with some authority and velocity.
No doubt. I mean, he's averaging 7 yards a carry. I don't understand. You got a guy with a hot hand like that. Keep him in. Let him run. Keep giving him the ball. I mean, obviously, this is a passing situation and a huge third down for this South Florida offense.
Big play for the Bulls. McLeod, a lot of time. Fires, picks! Pass intercepted. Jazz IU has the INT for BYU, and it's turned over to the Cougars. What happened, Corey?
Well, so basically an overthrow. You just heard Keenan talk about the hand, and I think he had an opportunity that time to fit it into Bryce Miller. You got tight man coverage from the other side of the field, and you overthrow the receiver. And so they're playing a version of zone coverage, but you see the match across the field by Bo Tanner. So he gets the separation, and then he throws it behind Miller.
Yeah, Coach Bell's got to calm him down. You know, that looked like a rush throw. He didn't follow through. Maybe hung on his back foot a little bit. You can't have those plays in BYU territory.
First career pick, Jazz IU guys. All the offense back in the field. On first down, Bushman overthrown and incomplete. Now to the studio in New York. An update. Here's Brent Stover. Alabama with a win. They're winning today after Georgia lost. Kerwin Bell and Jordan McLeod are talking about that last pick and the overthrow to Miller. Here's second down. Hall keeps on the option. Boyles Jr. makes the play.
You know, this is something I wish Coach Bell would kind of do with McLeod to get him settled down a little bit. Get some called runs, some inside zone reads, some option plays to get him doing what he does best, and that's running the football. I mean, we saw him last week. We haven't been able to see that this much, Corey.
No, we haven't, and I think here for USF, you've got to be thinking about your own turnover. What kind of pressure package are you going to bring? Now they've got their tight end lined up out wide against Hampton. And really, this is an opportunity, I believe, for him to bring some pressure.
Kerwin Bell on the offense would love to get the ball back here, guys. Third down, big play. Bushman the catch, Boyles Jr. and Hampton the hit. He's shy of the marker on the double team tackle against the tight end, Matt Bushman. Gain of 4. Kalani Sitake a little hesitant here. Let's see what he's got in mind.
Well, they're 2 of 8 on 4th down, so I expect him to punt it.
Gonna punt.
Yeah, but I would think about the way that South Florida's offense is played in the second half, vice the first drive. I mean, you kind of got the momentum.
You think go for it there?
I would be aggressive and go for it right there.
Sails deep to receive. The kick here from Danny Jones. We'll get a punt attempt. Another Aussie. Lost a snap. Down he goes. He's hit. And USF's going to be in great shape here in a short field.
I guess you were right, Ken. They probably should have gone for it.
Well, it looks like South Florida got that turnover you talked about, but it came in a different manner than they probably were expecting. But you can't have that happen. That's a crucial error. Bad snap. At this point, get on the ball. You know, it's really not much you can do. Get on it, or if you try to pick it up and punt it. Either way, they get the ball inside the 25-yard line.
KJ Sails didn't have to worry about that one, guys. Danny Jones had not punted today. Had been Oldroyd until that scenario for Kalani Sitake. And now the Bulls in business.
And as a quarterback, do you take a shot here?
You know, normally I would say take a shot, but I don't know, with the way that Jordan's thrown the ball so far, I'm not convinced that was the best call.
Guys on first down, driving tacklers ahead for a nice pickup of 9. And USF ultra, really good confidence. That was Brock Nichols, who was immediately in the backfield, helping on that punt return play. A bot for BYU. Wilger is the first one to get to Cronkite this time. Let's check out the spot. He's close. He's the 13 for the first down. 1st and 10. Bulls get it. Final moments of the 3rd here. On first down, Cronkite, a cut, Cronkite, close. Austin Lee makes the stop. Touchdown saving tackle for BYU. Picks up 11 as the 3rd comes to an end. It'll be 1st and goal to start the 4th for USF. Knocking on the door. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. Not lonely on that bench there for Danny Jones. Dropped the snap end of the 3rd quarter. USF in good field position, trying to punch in to begin the 4th. Our Geico difference makers, guys. The day for Jaren Hall. What do you think?
He's had, a little spotty in the passing game, but he's made some huge runs in the run game, and that's been the difference for him and the BYU offense in this game, and the major reason why they have the lead.
And Greg Reeves has been all over the place. He can do a lot for this team. He plays some defensive end, some linebacker, a little bit of both today.
Begin the 4th. And a great chance here for USF on 1st and goal. Joyner featured back. Fakes the pitch. McLeod keeps. End zone touchdown USF. Jordan McLeod is in. And the Bulls are back in business.
Watching this play, it looks like they ran their version of the speed option right there. A little funny underhand fake, but he gets the guy to move, number 53, and was able to punch it in for a much needed touchdown.
Kobe Weiss will try the point after. He's got it. 2-point game. Corey and Keenan. That's what makes college football so great. Bulls looked at him in the first half. They're right back in it, aren't they?
Never know what can happen. Big play right here.
And McLeod. Touchdown run for USF. Got a great one at Tampa. Doing some push-ups. Yep, 21 guys. 16, 7. All right. In pretty good shape, right, Keenan?
Yeah.
I know you're staying in good shape. XFL draft coming this week. Good luck with that, partner.
Hey, I appreciate it. We'll see what happens.
Man.
we're pulling for you. McLeod, a touchdown run a moment ago. Schrader kicks off. Katoa, the return for the Cougars. Spins ahead to about the 24. We got back-to-back Mountain West matchups coming your way next. Air Force hosting Fresno State, then Wyoming. The Pokes take on San Diego State only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Again, this is going to be a score I'm going to give Corey. It's not going to be easy to hear. UNLV leading his beloved Vanderbilt Commodores 24-10.
Well, you can't win a championship and everything. We were the national champions in baseball. Did you forget that?
Never. Mountain West standings, the Mountain of the West Division. Great conference and great football coming your way on CBS Sports Network. UNLV.
You weren't expecting that one, Dave.
Here's Hall. Scrambling. Throws on the move. Shumway with a catch. Down Shumway. Spins away from a tackler, then lunging. Gets upended near midfield. A big pickup and a nice ad-lib from Jaron Hall. First down for the Cougars. Asupa the carry. Reeves makes the tackle. But Emmanuel Asupa goes north for 4 more yards. It's a physical game, guys. Wow. Shumway talking to trainers now about what happened there.
This is the USF physical defense that I'm used to seeing, and the one that I had to play against in 2015.
You remember that game, huh? It was a win for you guys, though, right?
Still a little sore.
Yeah, still sore from that one. Second down. Fake the jet sweep to Gunnar Romney. The keep. Reeves the stop. That's a couple. Sets up another third down play here for BYU.
And Keenan, a lot of what they're doing with this quarterback run game is off of the speed motion and the fake motion. What is that all about?
You're just trying to get the angles, you know what I'm saying? They could be even, they're reading it, you know, reading the end man on the line of scrimmage. That could determine if he decides to give a pull.
Peter Katoa featured back next to redshirt freshman Jaron Hall. Big play. Adjusts pre-snap. Option look. Hall. First down and then some. Spins away from Reeves. And finally knocked down by Bentley Sanders inside the 40 to the 37. Gain 6 for BYU. Huge conversion.
Man, he must have been inspired talking to you yesterday. All he's doing is running his speed option, man.
I was just about to say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I'm watching BYU or Navy right now. No, the option.
Man, he's doing a good job, though.
Absolutely. Injured BYU player. Guys, that's Thomas Schoaf, who came into the game for the injured Keanu Saleaponga earlier here today. We'll take a timeout here in Tampa. Tight game, BYU and USF. Thomas Schoaf taking off. Offensive lineman for BYU a moment ago. And into the injury tent, and not happy about it as he chucks the helmet. Try to get a report on Schoaf, if possible, here in Tampa.
I think he's getting replaced by number 76, Harris LaChance.
Second lineman to go down today for BYU. Livingston, some pressure. Alaba Hifo has the catch. Flags fly in several directions. Vincent Davis, the stop for the Bulls. Gain of 7 if it stands. Let's check out the markers.
Block in the back, number 67 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Left tackle Brady Christensen, guilty party there, says Mike Catone, our referee today here in Tampa. Jave, you said it in the break, penalties. Problematic, both sides.
It has been all season, and that's something that if you're going to go to a bowl, as you talked about earlier, you got to shore those things up over the course of the year.
First and long, play fake to Katoa. Hall throwing on the move. Romney lunging, has the catch. Garner Romney, outstanding grab at the 25, first down BYU.
I want to take a look at Jaren Hall's eyes right here. You kind of feel some pressure in the pocket, and as he's scrambling, instead of looking to run, he keeps his eyes downfield and makes a big-time throw to Gunnar Romney.
Keeps here, and Davis the put down, and he's pumped. Gain of 15. That was a nice throw from Jaren Hall a moment ago. Maybe a better catch by Gunnar Romney, sophomore from Chandler, Arizona. Clock rolls here in a one-score game. Katoa, the cut again. Patrick making initial contact along with Blake Green there for USF. Lapini Katoa had a huge game last year against New Mexico State, 155 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. So it can be explosive. Third down. Here comes the heat. Hall hit as he throws, incomplete. Micah Simon, intended receiver, and Jaren Hall took a shot.
There's your guy again, Keenan, Patrick Macon. And boy, he really brought it on this play. You can see him come from up top. Next.
Those hurt. He's going to feel that one in the morning.
From 39, here comes Jake Oldroyd, who has made 3 today for BYU. Not this time. Way wide left and no good.
You got to put that one on Hayden Livingston. If you look at this miss, Hayden Livingston does not get the laces around. You'll see it on the replay. The lace is not around. A big reason why he pushes it left.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Chick-fil-A. Try their grilled nuggets for a bite-sized backyard taste of the grill on the go. And by Lilly Diabetes.
Homecoming parade, a lot of spirit here. USF in Tampa last night, getting set for this matchup with BYU, and what a finish fellas we're in for. Ryan King, Reynolds, Corey Chavis in the booth here at Raymond James Stadium. Young Jordan McLeod in a big moment. After Jake Oldroyd hooked that field goal attempt a moment ago for BYU. On first down, Conkright, the carry. Back read attack. All right, so Keenan mentality for the young QB now. What's he going through?
You know, you just got to stay locked in on the next play. Next play mentality, no matter what happened before. After you got an opportunity to go down and get ahead, you just got to stay locked in one play at a time.
Second down, Conkright thinking about 100 yards for the gain. The cut might have it right there. That spot is really close, up in and near the marker. And the chains are going to move first down. That's 100 yards now. Gain of 6. 101 for Conkright. 7th career 100-yard rushing game for the Florida transfer out of Miami. Takes a breather for now. On first down, Sands. Good effort.
You know, I think Sands coming in right after Conkright is a great change of pace. Like you said, Dave, 100-yard rusher in Conkright. And then you got Sands, who's averaging 7 yards a carry, just continuing to come after that BYU defensive line in front 7.
Gain of 5 on first down. Second down, McLeod, a little trouble with the ball handle. Has it now, Sands is upended. Vika Fanua on the stop for BYU, but another chain mover, first down for Trayvon Sands and USF. One player I was really looking forward to seeing a lot of, guys, Diane Gawoliku. Have we talked about him in a long time?
Well, he hasn't played. He hasn't been out here at all today, so if there was an injury or something of that nature.
I see him on the sideline there at midfield, but that's a key loss for BYU. Got a lot of good stuff on him, didn't we? First down. Conkright adds to his total. Conkright free. Foot race. Conkright first down and then some. finally tracked him down for the Cougars. Gain of 41.
And just an excellent block on the edge by number 73, Donovan Jennings. And also another good block by Demetrius Harris, number 64.
You know, we talked about this rush defense, and when we talked to Coach Tuiaki the other day, he talked about he didn't think the USF had as good of a run offense as they faced, but, I mean, they've looked as good as any team I've seen on film.
I totally agree with that. I think now as the game is going on, they're wearing them down.
Big first down. Zone read, Sands the carry. Sawyer Powell made the stop. It's a gain of 5.
But I think that's what Keenan's talking about. You see that tackle, he's going backwards as he's tackling. A lot of times when you tackle and you see defenders catching on those tackles, that means they're wearing down the defense.
D'Angelo Mandel, guys, late sub here. Personnel adjustment for BYU. Heron's going to sprint off.
That's what happens when Gawolaku doesn't play, right? Everybody's running in to try to replace him.
Takes 2 guys. Second down. McLeod pitching. Joyner upended. Weston Lee got there. Physical with the true freshman from Groveland, Florida, Kelly Joyner Jr.
Got a decision to make now, right? Or is it, no, it's third down. I thought it was fourth.
But still, big play call.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think regardless, the biggest thing is possession of the ball after this play so you can have a chance to take the lead for the first time.
Let's see what Kerwin Bell's got dialed up here. On third down, Cronkright. Cronkright has the first down. Things didn't look good at the start of the run for Jordan Cronkright. And then he got it moving. First and goal.
Number 31, Max Tooley, has an opportunity to get off of this block and make a tackle, and he just can't. And then you see Cronkright with underrated speed to the edge.
And you know, Jay, you talked about earlier the pulling guard, and that's what he's been successful with his running on. But a lot of his big plays, they've been pulling the guard.
Cronkright on first and goal.
You just called it.
Touchdown, USF. He's in, and the Bulls are in front.
Here's what Keenan's talking about. They're going to pull number 64. You see him coming around. He's leading the way. And, boy, does he connect.
Absolutely. That was a great play, great drive. Coach Bell just sticking to what's been working for these last couple of drives with USF offense.
Bulls fans on homecoming are pumped. Cronkright, the breakout game last week up at UConn with 148 yards. He ran for 1,121. Looks like the Bulls will go for 2 here. And 9 touchdowns last year. He had a 302-yard game against UMass, all-time single-game record American Conference history.
Right here, they're going for 2. What do you think
2.
here? Run or pass? They're wearing them down, running it, Keenan, or is this a pass?
I think you can get some kind of bootleg with McLeod.
Timeout.
Get him on the perimeter, give him a run-pass option. You've been so effective with the run, you might get some movement.
Timeout, Charlie Strong, and only 1 play stoppage left now for using that early TO to begin the second half.
And you know, Jay, we were talking about earlier, you didn't agree with the timeout. You say take the delay again on first and goal, and now I'm starting to see where you're coming from with that, because now you're down to 1 timeout.
Yeah.
You still got a lot of football left. A lot of things can happen with the way these two teams have played on the offensive side of the ball. One big play, and this could change the entire game. So, I mean, it's a tough spot to be in for Coach Strong.
And it seems, you know, it's funny because you talked about it at the end of the first half. He comes back and repeats it in the second half. They've used 4 timeouts here today, and now they're down to 1 timeout, as you
guys
said.
like this 3-point conversion try? It's a 4-point game now.
This is an analytics decision.
for 5.
And I think you would have to agree. It certainly has to be an analytics decision.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that I agree with it, because I wouldn't do it.
The answer is no for you. How about you, Keenan?
I think you go for 2, because even if BYU scores, and you don't get this 2-point conversion, you're still within a field goal. And if you do get the 2-point conversion, a field goal puts you ahead.
Okay, let's see. 1 timeout left for USF second half. Bulls try for 2. Play fit. McLeod. End zone. He's got it. Mathis grabs the 2-pointer. There is a flag down in the end zone, so hang on a minute.
Might be an offensive pass interference on an illegal pick.
5 on the offense.
Yep.
3 plays to try.
I think
So
you
take
kick
it
now.
off the board.
And you can't see it from this angle, but it's really number 5 that comes in, and we're talking about Randall St. Felix. He comes in, and just that traffic area, they're saying that he's impeded their ability to be able to.
Yeah, I don't agree with that call right
Yeah,
there.
it didn't look like he had any contact.
Yeah, no contact, and he was running a route. He didn't stop. He didn't drop a shoulder. I think that's a bad call.
So now, guys, they'll go for the PAT with Kobe Weiss. This is a long PAT from almost 36 yards out.
That's closing in on his range, right?
40 at the most. Charlie Strong told us yesterday this is a big kick. And he missed it. Wide right, pushed it, and no good. To keep this 27-23. Not 1, but 2 touchdowns today for Cronkite. 152 rushing yards. He's had a big one for the Bulls. They're up by 4. We're in for a great finish here, guys, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. 4-point lead. We check the general insurance play of the game. Cronkite, he's in, Keenan.
Physical play. They've been physical all game against this BYU defense. I gotta be honest, I was expecting more from their front.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned Kairos Tonga that much.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about him before the game, not during it.
I'll tell you who was pumped up. We met him yesterday, Jordan Cronkite. He was intense. He said the issue in our losing streak last year, losing 6 in a row, 2 to begin this year, we were the nail, not the hammer. We've got to be the hammer more often. He's been that today.
Oh, yeah.
Katoa, return for BYU. Looks for a seam and dropped at the 30. Cougar ball.
So let's take a look at number 5, Randall St. Felix here. He kind of starts inside. He's trying to find a man that's covering number 85, Mathis, and he gives him just a little bit of shoulder, and it really was unnecessary. Number 2, Austin Lee, had no chance to make that play, even if he never touched him. So it's just, you got to be smarter than that, and who knows, that 2 points could come back to haunt them later on in this game.
Baylor Romney, guys, is in the game here at quarterback for BYU. He takes over for Jaron Hall. And Romney handing off Finau the carry. And a good pickup for the Cougars. What's happened to the quarterback?
Well, it looks like that hit he took the last drive, that shot by number 55, Patrick Macon. I think that's what really got him, and I'm not sure what's going on. Might be some ribs, who knows, but hopefully he can get back out here and help his team win.
Don't see him on the sideline right now. We're going to try to find him. So Romney takes over. Gunner's brother passing to Micah Simon. And Hampton with a wrestle stop. So Baylor Romney takes over, the redshirt freshman from El Paso, Texas. His first snaps of his career come right now with the game on the line.
I'm a little surprised.
This looks familiar.
A little surprised Joe Critchlow is not the option, but apparently they want to run their offense this kind of way.
3rd and short. Jeff Grimes, offensive coordinator, told us last night that Romney would be number 2 and not Joe Critchlow. And we're told that Hall's being evaluated by the BYU trainers. Romney pushing the pile forward, has a first down on the keep. And he gets to the 41, chain mover for the Cougars, gain of 2.
Yeah, you talked about Romney taking his first meaningful snaps in a game like this. You're down 4, 6 minutes left. I think that's really the best time to kind of take your first snaps, because you don't have time to think about what's going on. It's just go out and play. You don't have time you don't have a whole week build up thinking about how you're going to play. You just all of a sudden go from wearing a headset to now you're in there and you got to make a play. And this is usually when we see those guys break out that we've never heard of before.
First down for BYU. Hefo. The fake. Livingston got there first and made the play along with Boyles Jr. So keep in mind that Jaron Hall came in for Zach Wilson, who broke his thumb making a play at the very end of the Toledo game and almost led BYU to the win, and now it's Romney's turn.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. He's got to get something going. They need to take some shots downfield and just got to get him in the rhythm. But we'll see what they can do. I mean, this USF front has been relentless in the second half.
Second down. Romney, pressure off the edge. He'll keep it. Studstill has the tackle in space. Nicely done there for USF. Clock rolling.
You know, it looked like when he was scrambling, he had number 89, Matt Bushman, coming open across the middle, but I think that's the kind of the young component, the inexperience. Once he started to scramble, his eyes went from looking downfield to how can I make some yards, and you know, maybe if that's Jaron Hall, he makes that throw, and that's a first down.
Big third down here. And the crowd at Raymond James involved. Baylor Romney throws. Bushman's got it. First down, BYU. Dropped by Devin Studstill. Huge conversion to his star tight end, Matt Bushman.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. This is a big-time throw, you know. It's 3rd and 9, game's on the line. He attacks the middle on cover 2. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that.
Latoa, guys, carries as BYU goes with tempo after the 26-yard pickup. And a good gain on first down of about 7. And the Cougars continue to go fast here. Play fake, Bushman, the catch. Doesn't get the edge. Bentley Sanders got there first with a cut down tackle of big Matt Bushman.
Now, if you're BYU, you want to run the ball here because USF has one timeout left. And that's when the timeouts can come back into it like we talked about earlier. So here's an opportunity here to establish Finau inside as a runner.
Third down, short field. Here's Finau up the middle. Sione Finau. First down. Hampton touchdown saving tackle. Finau lost his shoe. We'll sprint off here. And Ikato to replace him.
Yeah, that was a big-time run right there. And he's kind of showing us flashes of what offense coordinator Jeff Grimes raved about in our meeting yesterday.
He said this guy's deserved the reps and the snaps, and he's proven that, hasn't he? His game here today.
Absolutely, with that big-time run right there, and it's a big moment as well.
Romney's taken over for the injured Hall. On first down, play fake, fade, end zone, looking for brother Gunnar Romney, and it's incomplete.
Good coverage by Mike Hampton. And a lot of times when you're in those situations, you're taught to squeeze the receiver towards the sideline. That doesn't give him a bucket to throw the football in, Keenan.
Yeah, it's not a lot of room there. If he throws the ball anywhere inside, it's probably going to be an interception or a breakup. So, you know, he has to put it on the boundary and hope that his guy can make a play.
We're now back in here, guys, on second down. Sione Finau tries the right side, makes the cut. Davis the tackle, and he's pumped up. Ryan Jean-Marie told us yesterday he likes to bend some face masks, make some big plays. Vincent Davis, tackle there on Finau, gain of 5. Another big third down coming up.
The last third down they ran it, and they pulled their offensive lineman on the last play. Let's see if they go to the air or go back to the run game.
I think if you run the ball, you're saying it's 2-down territory. If you throw it, then you're thinking you're going to kick a field goal and play defense.
Speed sweep of Abahifo. Leaps one tackler. Roberts trying to shut the door. Macon finishes him off on the sideline. Patrick Macon makes the play. It's a loss for BYU and a decision time now for Kalani Sitake.
I don't think it's a decision. You've got to go for it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Because at this point, you won't get the ball back, even though you have 3 timeouts left.
You know, I don't agree with the jet sweep right there. South Florida's done a great job of running sideline to sideline to get the ball. I would have ran it up the middle with Finau.
BYU's been in some thrilling games this year. Another one, and huge play now. Romney, the backup, throws, caught. Hifo, did he get enough? The spot is short. The Bulls have held, and they'll get it back. The gain of 5 when he needed 6.
He's running a simple, what we used to call a Peyton concept. 2 ends with a corner route by the tight end Matt Bushman. And, you know, as a receiver, you got to know where the sticks are. You got to get past the sticks to give yourself an opportunity to make the play and not have to turn upfield and run that.
It was his brother Gunnar Romney on that catch. And Boyles Jr. and company are very excited here in Tampa tonight.
But you still got to get a first down if you're USF. They've got all 3 timeouts left, BYU. That's their backup plan if they can get a stop here. Those 3 timeouts that they saved.
Trying to seal the game. Cronkrite carries off left tackle. Racanel Backery and company on the stop. Timeout BYU.
Here's the problem, though, Keenan. They haven't been able to stop this run game really all day.
Yeah, it's been tough. They've been getting worn down. You know, Cronkrite's been running the ball.
This is the first time out of the half.
Timeout BYU. Guys, let's check the injury with Jaron Hall. We have a look at what happened to the BYU starting quarterback. And we told you he took a huge shot from Patrick Macon on the pass attempts.
You know, it looked like his head bounced off the turf right there. It could be, you know, concussion type things. And he looked like he grabbed his head after he landed.
That was his last snap. He came out of the game.
Well, we talked about Macon, but Darius Slade also was in on the hit. And he's the one that I think really did a good bulk of the damage. But, I mean, back to this situation here. You're second down and 7. And, Keenan, what we were talking about earlier, can this run defense step up? Because if I'm on USF, I'm going to pull a guard again and see if they can handle it.
It looks like that's what's coming right now.
Cartwright has run for 155 prior to this carry. And he hangs on the rock and spins ahead to about the 10. Timeout BYU.
Give Tonga some credit. We've been waiting on him to kind of show up. That was a big time. Really not only him, but El Bakri and also Nwigwe. And I think it was also a pretty good effort inside by Fawatea.
Yeah, you know, if you're going to show up at any point in the game, right now is the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is a big third down coming up. Obviously, if I'm Coach Kerwin Bell, I'm keeping the ball on the ground, keep that clock running, make them use their timeouts, and make the backup beat you.
Now, guys, think about what a big win this would be for Charlie Strong. A 17-2 start. Then the free fall. The wheels came off. Lost 6 straight, including the Gasparilla Bowl to Marshall at the end of last year. Lost their first 2 this year. Blown away by Wisconsin. Lost the winnable game at Georgia Tech. The SMU loss. Charlie Strong said, look, I've been around a long time. I know the media pressure is on me now to start winning some games. This would be a big corner to turn for USF if they can win this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big thing, and you were talking about getting on that proper trajectory, you know, getting to 3-3 with a host of AAC East opponents left. They got a chance to make a run if they can put something together.
Looking to finish it off here. Big third down. McLeod keeps. 2 hands on the ball. He's shy. And BYU is going to use a timeout. Their last one.
Well, Elisa Tuiaki has to be excited. His defense did what they needed to do, and that's what we were expecting. And they've been in this position before.
They sure have. Some close calls. Tennessee, Tyson Williams. Pushed across the goal line, double overtime. A little help from his offensive lineman, the friends. The Cougars prevailed in double OT in Knoxville. And then Diane Gowolaku. There's that guy picked in overtime against USC 2 weeks ago. Zach Wilson's late interception set up the Rockets' go-ahead touchdown. He was injured on the play, broke his thumb. Surgery is out indefinitely. Less than a minute to go. Toledo won that one in Ohio. USF trying to win this one in Tampa.
Keenan, what about right here? Do you kick it to Aleva Hifo? I mean, do you give them a chance to make a special play on special teams here?
You know, he's a dangerous player. We saw some of the things he was able to do against Toledo 2 weeks ago. If I'm Coach Strong right here, I'm telling my punter, pin it on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Let's make them drive. Don't give them anything cheap. No cheap returns, no trick plays on special teams. Let's be sound. Let's kick the ball out of bounds and make them go the distance of the field.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think and they've got a good punter. But I thought he left the ball a little bit more down the middle of the field earlier, and that allowed him to get a return to the sidelines. I agree with you. Directionally kicking, and then probably over here to the right sidelines is what I would think would be the strategy right here for their special teams coach, Justin Burke.
All right, Keenan, so what do you think is going through the mind now of Baylor Romney? His first ever snaps coming up here with Aleva Hifo returning this kick. He's on the sideline now. What's he thinking about?
I think it's one or two thought processes. Number one, he's not thinking about anything, and number two, he's got a million things running through his head. I don't think there's anything in between.
That's right.
Let's pay attention to this punt return first now.
Yeah, it was a big one. Schneider kicks to Levahifo. It is a bomb. Big kick. Takes the hop out of bounds. Oh, the job well done by Trent Schneider of USF.
And that's exactly what you want. That was a perfect play by Snyder on that punt. Now they got to go 74 yards to make a play, and they can't kick a field goal. They got to go the distance of the field, and they've had trouble finishing. They've had 2 long drives where they've come away with either a field goal or no points. So what can they do to finish this game? It's going to tell a lot. South Florida's been struggling with finishing. They've been spotty. They've been inconsistent. Who can be consistent for these last minute and 9 seconds?
61-yard punt. A moment ago from Trent Schneider, the junior from Sydney, Australia. Here is Baylor Romney. First career snaps. Jaron Hall knocked out of the game. In the BYU locker room being evaluated now by trainers. First down, no timeouts. Romney throwing to his brother Gunnar Romney, who makes the grab at the 47. They've got to go fast, and they need a touchdown. Gain of 21.
It was an outstanding throw by Romney right there. Really dropping it over the linebackers. I think he doesn't have anything running through his head right now. That's how he looks to me.
Clock rolls. Here's Romney. Time. Boyles Jr. in pursuit. Slade as well, but he gets out of bounds. And a decent pickup there on the run. 44 seconds as the clock stops.
That was a Russell Wilson-esque scramble right there, finding the sideline and also stretching the ball out. That's one thing that you see Russell do a lot, especially in this situation, trying to get as much as he can and get out of bounds.
Got 8 there, guys. So 2nd and 2. Bulls have the lone play stoppage between these 2 teams in this 4th quarter. The redshirt freshman from El Paso, Texas, Baylor Romney, looking to be the hero. On 2nd down, throws. Shumway has the catch. Studstill with a big hit. Shumway still down. And the clock stops. What a grab. He took a shot. It's a gain of 17. It is a 1st down. With 39 seconds left.
But this ends up letting Hefo and Simon get back on the field. Their 2 top receivers weren't on the field for any of that drive, the entire drive. And so now with this injury, they can bring their 2 top receivers back on the field.
Absolutely, and you get your speed, you get to stretch the field, and you're starting to get in the red zone. You're right outside of it, right in the fringe area. You got to be smart with the play call. You got to be smart with the ball if you're Baylor Romney. You got a lot of time, 39 seconds. Work the sideline. If it's not there, the worst thing you can do is take a sack, try to get outside the pocket, throw it away, and live to play a next down.
And what about the one play we've talked about all week when they put Hefo in the slot and allow him to just run that fade to the corner? I think you've got to take at least one shot with that to see if they can defend that route. That's been your big route.
Yeah, and the way that Baylor Romney's been throwing the ball, I would love to see that. And Hefo took that one like 75 yards a couple of weeks ago against Toledo. I mean, why not call that?
Because if you throw in the middle of the field again, then no timeouts will come back into play.
First down, BYU. Romney throwing to Simon. Flag flies. Let's see. KJ Sales on coverage. Pass interference coming against USF.
I don't know about that one, Dave. That ball looked way out of catchable reach, I think that's good defense. I mean,
pass interference. Number 9 on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
He kind of had that left arm hooking him, keeping him from being able to pull through. You see, Simon tries to pull through. He hooks him with the left arm. It may have been that blocking that he does, even though the pass wasn't catchable.
Totoa featured back, 31 seconds, no timeouts. Romney, end zone. Gunnar Romney is out of bounds. It's incomplete. Romney to try to win it for the Cougars.
You thought he was going to Hefo, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought he was going to go to Hefo on a little box fade, but that was a great catch by his brother Romney. Just needed a little more room inside to make that play.
I'm doing a little backyard ball to Romney's.
2nd and 10. Romney, end zone. Bushman overthrown and incomplete. J.J. Sales, some talking to the big tight end. Had a blanketed 3rd and 10.
You know, if I'm Coach Grimes right here, I'm going right back at Sales. You know, I think he's kind of struggled in the past and today with defending the deep ball. I'm putting my best deep receiver over there, and I'm telling Baylor, look, keep it inside, keep the ball catchable, and let us make a play.
On 3rd down, here comes the heat. Romney hit from behind. Greer with a sack for USF. And the clock is rolling, and there's an injured Cougar. Looks like Clark Barrington, who's down.
That's Thomas Schoaf.
Thomas Schoaf is down. Excuse me.
But another one of these play stoppages, Dave, where you get almost an extra timeout, right?
We're in that territory of the 10-second runoff here.
But you still would have 2 seconds left.
Inside a minute.
Now,
Injuries.
can you get a snap off that quick would be the question.
I'll tell you what, this linebacking core for South Florida has been all over the backfield. I mean, they've made play after play.
There is, guys, a 10-second runoff.
Well, 2 seconds left. You got to dial up your best play.
Officials have put it to 4 seconds. Now, that is what they say, keeping the clock on the field. We're at 4 seconds, and this is the last chance. Romney and the offense is ready, but Schoaf is still being helped off here. Another scintillating, thrilling finish for BYU. It's been their story all season. Here we go. Gotta have a touchdown.
Keep your eye on Dwayne Bowles. Look like he's coming off the edge right here.
This is it. Romney steps up. End zone. Broken up. Incomplete. And USF wins it. Devin Studstill gets the PBU. And USF gets the WIN. 27-23. What a finish from Tampa tonight.
Defense was finally able to put together 60 minutes of football, and they finished really, really well in that second half. Only giving up a touchdown. I think this is something they can build off of going forward for sure.
One last chance for Romney, guys.
He gave him a chance. I mean, it's all you can ask him to do is throw it up, let your guys try to make a play, and that was just a great play by the experienced safety, Devin Studstill.
Surprised he went to the smaller guy. You mentioned about the one-on-one matchup, and I believe at 6 foot 187, Milne has got decent size, but probably Bushman, maybe give him another shot on the other side, even though it's against their best corner.
Yeah, I mean, he's your best player. He's your best receiver. You know, I think I'd probably go to him on that play.
Much needed win for Charlie Strong and USF. Moving up to 3-3. 27-23 the final now for Corey Chambers. Keenan Reynolds, great to have you in the booth. Great job, man. It was awesome. Our entire CBS Sports Network crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now let's send you back to Brent and the gang in New York. Guys, what a finish we had here in Tampa. USF of the American Conference survives against BYU.
What a comeback for USF. We got Mountain West football coming up next. We're tying a bow on this with Kevin Carter and Houston Nutt. I'm Brent Stover. Down 16-7 at the break. Charlie Strong's team, much needed win. They take it in thrilling fashion.
I tell you, this does so much for a team. When you come back and you're behind at halftime and you come back, Charlie Strong hit all the right buttons because now this is the dose of medicine that this team needed. You can build off this. It creates confidence. It becomes contagious. You go right back to the field. You get better and better. But this win is big.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator, Kerwin Bell, figure something out for the USF offense. You know, calling plays to just utilize what they can do well. The freshman, Jordan, back there at quarterback, not much in the passing game, but on the ground, the Bulls came through. Jordan Cronkite on the ground, bunch of yards in the second half, and they possessed the football and got themselves off the field when they had to. Great defensive effort.
Defense was excellent.
27-23. One final look here at the final play of the game. This is the attempt you want, Coach. I mean, if you're going to throw one from that position on the field, looking for Matt Bushman, pretty good effort.
Last play right here, you throw it up. A great job by the defense, as Kevin mentioned. They did a good job the entire second half of getting off the field, getting the ball back to the offense.